Hello, everyone. How are we doing today? Chat's going crazy, I see. Glad everyone's doing good. I'm doing good too.
Yeah, I don't know. I've been going to therapy though. You know, any therapy heads in the building? Nice. What's your biggest trauma? I'm kidding. No. Just a little light crowd work, huh?
This guy's really
No,
funny.
I've been going to therapy a bunch, and now I have empathy for my dumbass dad. You know, that sucks, you know? Seeing it from his side, you know? Because look, was he the best dad in the world? No. But did he do his best? Also, no. But, you know, whatever. He gave it a hot 65%. He did, I'll give him credit again, he gave me a better childhood than he had, right? That's really all you can ask on some level. Like, his family was all fucked up. Like, here's how my dad's parents met, right? This is Greece in the 40s, right? It's still arranged marriages. And no one in my grandfather's village wants to marry him, right? Nobody. Doesn't matter how many goats they throw in the trade, no one's biting, right? No one in mainland Greece will marry him, which is actually kind of impressive, right? Like, there's no internet. This is word of mouth spreading about what a piece of shit he is, right? Basically, what they end up doing is they catfish a family on an island 8 hours away, right? There's no way for them to meet before the wedding. They do the deal through letters. Finally, it's set. Everything's good to go. They take this 8-hour boat ride out to this woman's island. And the second my grandfather steps off the boat, the woman he's supposed to marry looks at him and goes, "No, absolutely not. I'm not marrying this guy." And then her dad goes, geez, well, you came all this way. Why don't you marry my other daughter? And those are my grandparents. That's them.
What the fuck, bro?
Wild, right? Have you ever had like a bad
Fucking
Craigslist roommate? And you're like, oh, once this lease is up, I am out of here. Imagine if that lease was your whole life and that roommate cream pied you, because that
What the fuck?
That was my grandma's life, and yeah. You'd think something like that would make somebody a bitch, and you would be correct in this instance, actually. I feel bad and everything, but really a tough hang, I'll be honest with you guys. I went to visit her, actually, on her deathbed, and she had pretty bad dementia by the time I got to see her, and I'm trying to communicate with her, and she just looks at me and she goes, "Who are you? You got fatter." It's like, okay, pick one, okay? Either you don't know who I am or you don't know I got fatter. That's how that works, but I gotta hand it to her, you know? She snuck one in right at the buzzer. 3, 2, 1, you're fat! One of the best to ever do it, folks. Hang her moo-moo up in the rafters. I like my family, they are pretty funny. My mom's mom is funny too. My grandma on the other side. She's great. She's very accepting, but very ignorant at the same time, which is a really funny combo. Like over the holidays a couple years ago, we were watching this old Greek movie, and one of the characters, it's revealed, thinks Jews drink blood, you know? And it's like an old movie, he's the village idiot, it's obviously a joke, everyone's making fun of him, everybody's laughing. I look at my family, they're laughing. I look at my grandma, she's like confused. I'm like, "Oh, Grandma, is this hilarious? This guy thinks Jews drink blood." And she's like, "Well, yeah, but they do," right? But the way she said it was, "And you shouldn't judge other people's culture, Stavros." Like, what? You think Jews are vampires? But we should let it slide for diversity reasons? Incredible perspective, yeah. She's great. But I will say, the more time I spend around Greek people, the more time I think it's crazy the kinds of immigrants we're banning in this country, you know? Like, it should be us, right? Like, we got enough Europeans, right? Like, a racist might be like, "Oh, well, we can't have refugees from the Middle East. What if they commit sex crimes?" It's like, okay, well, have you ever met an Italian man?
Jesus. What the fuck?
Have you ever tried to purchase pizza in this country one time?
What?
Hey, Bella, how old you are? That guy's getting waved through customs. Why? Oh, fuck. You know how Inuit people have like 30 words for snow in their language? Italian is similar in that they don't have a single word for consent in theirs. No, I shouldn't shit on Italians. I'm Greek. We're basically Italians that peaked in high school, right? We've been coasting on democracy for quite some time now. It is a gorgeous place, though. I do love visiting over there. It fucking rocks. I remember I took a visit there a couple years ago with my girlfriend at the time, and when you take an international trip like that with somebody, you learn a lot about each other. We've gone for
What's up, homie?
days, just me and her. And what we learned is that we did not want to be together anymore. That was the big takeaway for us. Kind of tough, I'll be honest with you, to break up on vacation, you know? That's not how you see your Chase Sapphire rewards going, you know? You ever paid $3,000 to be the saddest you've ever been? It was my fault, though. I took a rich girl on vacation, right? Rich people don't give a fuck about vacations. Poor people, could you imagine breaking up on vacation? The only good week of your life? You're not doing that. But don't get me wrong, she wasn't like evil rich, right? She's not space for fun rich, but I'll put it this way. When the shampoo ran out in her home, they just threw the bottle away, right? There was no filling it with water and living off bubbles for a week, you know? She never had shitty Bubbles hair, right? There were no omelets for dinner, you know? Like, whoa, hot dogs again? Mom's the coolest. No, buddy, Mom is not that cool. These are struggle dogs right here.
My mom used to make us like a Frito pie. It was like Fritos and ground beef. Fucking, there's some shit she threw together. We fucking loved it. I guarantee you, it's the same exact thing. It was just some shit she threw together because we didn't have anything to eat. We smothered it in fucking ketchup. Yeah, it was literally just ground beef, Fritos, cheddar cheese, and then ketchup on top.
We gotta
and
make
like
these
a casserole.
last till Dad's disability check comes in. Yeah, I don't know if you know this, but making a pack of Hebrew Nationals last 8 days, that's actually white trash Hanukkah. Thanks. You know, it was a good relationship while it lasted. I'm not bitter, you know, things end. And we had a good time. We had a good sex life, you know, we were really into role playing. Anybody here role play? Nice, what do we do? Huh? Say it again? Schoolgirl classic, very nice, yeah, that's good. Is this like teacher
that's
schoolgirl
creepy.
or just like schoolgirl? Schoolgirl, now we're talking.
Okay,
Wow, a twist on an old classic. The Bud Light Lime of role playing. Nice, hell yeah. I really like role playing because I always pick a guy that comes really fast. That's my character. Is a guy that busts quick and then plays NBA 2K for like a half hour. I really commit to that one. I'm sort of a method actor when it comes to that one. Yeah. I could tell, though, in hindsight, that relationship was kind of losing some steam, you know? I think you can tell in the way you initiate sex when the passion starts to go. You know, like when we first started dating, we'd go on these long dates, we'd talk for hours, there'd be a spark, we'd kiss. I'd be like, wow, this is really gonna happen. The way I knew we were gonna have sex at the end of the relationship is if I went to the bathroom and she was like, wash your hands with soap this time. Like, hell yeah, dude, nice. Why she want them clean, huh? She's not trying to get crumbs in there, that's why.
What the fuck?
I'm about to have sex.
Hell no.
It was good though. I did, I learned a lot about myself being in a long-term relationship, Like I learned I'm more traditional in some ways than I realize, even though I consider myself a feminist overall, Like, do I want my girlfriend to shave her legs? Yes, but I will allow her to support me financially. So, I'm sort of a modern guy in that sense. Thank you, yeah. Please. I'm just doing my part. No, I'm a feminist, though, that part's real. And I think my favorite part of feminism is the concept of mansplaining. Because basically that means men aren't allowed to explain anything anymore, which means I could just be dumb as hell, right? Like if one of my friends, if she's like, hey, what'd you think of this book? I'd be like, nice try. I see what you're up to, but I'm not reading anymore. I'm a feminist, thank you very much. Yeah, but anyway, that relationship's over. It's been over for a while. I've just been out there, just a fat little slut, just fucking, thank you, just toss this little wiener around town, you know what I mean?
What?
Just throwing this 5 3/4 everywhere, 6 on its tippy toes, don't worry. Was this summer as slutty as you guys thought it was gonna be? No, right? It wasn't that good, right? Pissed me off. I was fucking ready, dude. Everyone was building it up. Everyone was like, we've been locked up for a year. People are going crazy. They're gonna be sucking and fucking in the streets, That was not my experience, I have to be honest. I think what happened is everybody was very excited. Everybody was like, went out one time, got crazy, fucked, and then looked around and was like, this shit's still pretty bad out here, actually. The president just has a different kind of dimension now. No one's really fixed anything, but there's less funny tweets now. Yeah. I was pissed, dude. I was ready for this horny summer, right? I grew my hair out for this shit, you know what I mean? I was bald when the pandemic started. I was like, fuck it, dude, let's see what happens. I'm trying to get my shit tugged on, you know what I mean? But it didn't happen, dude. I had big plans. I was trying to get pegged by somebody's wife on a hammock,
What the fuck?
Some big naturals on my shoulders, but the best laid plans of mice and men, you know what I mean? I was having this conversation with my gay friends, right? I was talking about the summer, and I was complaining, and they're like, what do you mean, you don't have sex? We're having sex all the time. But that's not fair, you guys. A gay guy making fun of a straight guy for not having enough sex is like a Harlem Globetrotter making fun of an NBA player for not scoring enough points, It's like, come on, man. No one plays defense in your league, right?
Oh my God.
Lot of showmanship, yeah, a lot of confetti. But not a lot of fundamentals is all I'm saying. Yeah, I don't know though, I'm 32, maybe it's time I started doing some gay shit, Looks like fun, Like no one's ever come in my mouth, but I love an over easy egg. How different could it really be? Be honest with yourselves right now. It's probably pretty close.
No.
Throw a little Tabasco on the guy's cock, you know what I mean? Take me to brunch, big dog. There's some pissed off dudes in the crowd right now. Hard scramble from now on. I will not have gay eggs.
What the fuck?
Nah, I don't know. Maybe that's a little far for me too, sucking a man off with hot sauce in my mouth, but I want to expand the sexual repertoire a little bit, I want some new moves. I've been doing some different stuff. I've been doing the pineapple thing, It's supposed to make it taste better. But everybody hates it no matter how much pineapple I put in my foreskin, and I don't, what? Just chunk after chunk. What am I doing wrong?
What the hell?
That might be the stupidest thing I say tonight. Here's my real move, though. Here it is. Because I was always jealous when you're hooking up with a girl, and then she puts her hair up, like, suggestively, and it's like, uh-oh, what's coming next, That's why what I've been doing is, when I'm hooking up with a girl, and I'm about to go down on her, I take out a huge bib. Nom, 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 nom. That's my move. I better not hear about anybody in LA doing the bib, okay? That's mine. And you definitely cannot say my compliments to the chef afterwards. That ties it all together. But I've been out there. I've been dating a little bit, you know. I was dating mostly younger women, not on purpose, just because no one my age wants to be with me, you know. Like, I'm 32, girls my age want, like, stability. You know, they want, like, a real job, health insurance. I could get you mushrooms pretty easily, you know? Like, that's the style of 30-year-old I am. I don't know what an IRA is, but I have acid on me right now. Sometimes people are condescending if you date somebody younger. They'll be like, oh, I'm sure the conversation was very intellectually stimulating. And you know what? I'm very stupid, so yeah, it was. I'm learning a lot from these girls. A lot about astrology, I'll tell you that much. They love the stuff. Everyone's pretty freaky now, too, I realize. Everyone, I feel like, has to bust in a strange way, you know? Like, a girl I was with recently wanted to be tied up and then also pretend she was sleeping. And it's like, I could just go. You know what I mean? Like, if that's what it's gonna take to fuck me, I'll head home. No hard feelings. I don't want to sound like a prude, right? I'm not trying to kink shame up here. Tying up's fun. Even the sleeping, I guess, I don't have a problem with. My issue with that situation is that she has no use of her hands, and I've never successfully had sex without the guiding vagina hand move. You know that move? Where there goes like an electrician trying to connect two wires. You know, just like a real...
What the fuck?
I 98% know where a pussy is, but that last 2% I really need help with. Yeah, I'm not that good at rough sex. I think it's because I love my mom too much. She called me recently. She's like, hey, how's your love life going? It's like, not great because of all the support you showed me as a child. Would it have killed you to miss a football practice every once in a while? I have no resentment towards women. I can barely choke this girl, Mom. You're embarrassing me right now. No, I'll choke you, though. Don't worry. I will. No problem. It's not my favorite, but it's fine. Some people, though, they love it, right? Some people, that's how they have morning sex. That is crazy to me, right? There's birds chirping outside. You're smelling pancakes from next door. You're just like, ah! Come on, man, there's a fresh morning dew outside. Children are going to school right now. Let the Price is Right come on first. Show some decorum. Even dirty talk, you know? I feel like you're doing me a really nice favor having sex with me. I don't want to say a bunch of rude things to you, right? That's not how you treat a bud doing a favor, right? Your friend helps you move. You're not like, yeah, get that ottoman, you little slut. Just putting my fingers in my friend Jeff's mouth. Pick up the credenza, Jeffy. You little mover. Here's another move somebody asked me to pull. It was one of these. It was just a choke finger combo. You know, just like a real... Is that still sex, you guys? I gotta be honest, it didn't feel like sex. It felt like gynecology in the 1400s, you know?
What the hell?
Like it felt like I was punishing a witch more than anything. It felt like we caught her learning how to read. For the crime of female literacy. Little pilgrim hat. If she squirts, she's a witch. Yeah, I've been out there, you know. I've been on some sexual voyages, you know. I've had to fuck my way out of a couple jams. Had a couple threesomes, didn't all go my way, I'll be honest with you guys. Anybody here a threesome? Yeah? How'd it go? Pretty well, you guess? All right, nice. Who were these people? You got hit up on Tinder by a woman's account, a man's account? A woman at 4 a.m.? All right, nice. Just out of the blue, they were like, this is the guy I need. Huh? Wow. Sure, of course. You're like, you're just like, all right, just check. I'll make sure my kidney is here the next morning. That is, you weren't getting too much pussy before, I'm guessing, right? They caught you in a drought. They caught you in a big dry spell. You're like, I could die. It's 4 a.m. I have to work in the morning. It's $75 right now, but by gum, I might just get double sucked, so. And who are these women? What are they looking like when you get in? Do the pictures look similar? Yeah. Wow. All pretty cut and dry. Like you're fucking hanging, like you're doing shingles on their roof. They're like, yeah, wasn't too much water damage. Everything was looking pretty good. Get in and out job. All right, so how quickly until you're in the house is your penis breathing fresh air, would you say?
Like an hour and a half.
Hour and a half, so you warmed up a little bit. That's nice.
They said they wanted to make sure I wasn't going to kill them.
Right. Yeah. Sure. Wow. It's a Mexican standoff. Okay, and then after they've vetted you for 90 minutes, they're like, this is good. We can fuck this guy. Okay, and then was it good? Did everybody bust? Just not you? What? Get the fuck out of here. The guy doesn't come and 2 girls, 1 guy? They gave you Adderall? What the fuck is going on? Wow, respect to these girls. Did they give you dick pills and Adderall? That's a fucking dangerous combination. And you don't bust, and you're just fucking, you're dry. You're taking a fucking 40-minute Uber home. You're like, dick on titanium, just.
What the fuck?
That was pretty cool. And you know what? That's a fond memory for you, isn't it? You're gonna be on your deathbed just like smiling. Your grandchild's gonna be like, what is it, Papa? And you're gonna be thinking about not busting to 2. I'm gonna guess Maryland 5.5s. There's no way. These were hot women, right? Everything we know, we can kind of, through echolocation, understand they were ugly. And you're gonna be thinking about not coming with these women, and then you're gonna look at him and be like, how much I love grandma. That's nice. How about a nice hand for our friend over here, huh? Anybody else? Any other threesomes? This seems like a pretty, over here, raising your glass. Yeah. Is that I had a threesome salute? How'd it go? Not too well, yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, shouts out a fellow man of size getting his dick sucked by 2 women. What was the situation for you? They looked like me, all right. I don't know why the fuck I have to be disparaged in this. And you're the one who fucked them. I look like me. You fucked 2 people that look like me. How am I getting dragged into this? You could have said they looked like you know what I'm saying? Like, we're not too far off, pal. There's a lot of different ways you could have phrased that doesn't throw me under the bus. Okay, so you were having a threesome in your weight class. It sounds like this was more of a wrestling match than a sexual encounter.
Oh my God.
Where did you meet these people? Vegas, nice, okay. So just 3 people down on their luck, just trying to have a plus-size 3-way. Yeah, that's good. That's good for the community. I like that. How many people came for you? Only, there we go. We've got the yin and yang of bad threesomes over here. I love it. Yeah, mine was closer to yours than his, but I'll tell my story now. My threesome did not go good either. It was a surprise, first of all. I didn't think it was going to happen. And also the day of my threesome, it started with a $40 Chinese food order. That was breakfast for me, you know what I mean? Just me, by the way, that's $40 me. And it was one of those things where I was waiting, it was like 10:59, 11, hello, yes, I'd like to. It was like ordering Chinese food like I'm waiting for Star Wars, you know? And so $40 Chinese food breakfast, there's a real ceiling to your day when that's how it starts, right? And I was also coming off the heels of a tender bender, which is when you have chicken tenders every day for 2 weeks in a row, right? So I'm not where you need to be nutritionally speaking for a threesome, right? So I matched this girl on Tinder, and she's gonna come to my show that night, but she's bringing a friend. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, she's coming to a public place, she's bringing a friend, she wants to check out the vibes, and if the vibes are right, maybe we go on a date next week, just me and her, maybe we fuck next week, right? But there's no sexual pressure on this situation. I just have to be a cute, charming little guy, and I think we all know how that's gonna go, right? So we get there, and it's a fun time. The conversation's going really well. Her friend's cool, she's cool. But like I said, I don't think I'm gonna fuck, so I'm gonna keep eating, right? Because it's one of the other folks. I got a real problem. And so we're chatting, and I'm just fucking eating like an asshole. I'm eating the way like a cartoon villain eats, you know what I mean? I'm just like, they're talking, just like sliders, like, just like a fish. The bones come out, like that situation. And it's going good, but I'm getting sleepy because I've had a lot of carbs, right? And I'm about to talk to the girl I matched with and be like, hey, this was fun, let's hang out some other time. But before I can make that pitch, I look over at them and they're being really weird. They're like texting each other. And I'm like, hey girls, what's going on? And they're like, oh, nothing. We were thinking like maybe we should all go back to my place and fuck. And I was like, yeah, yes, duh. That's what I was also thinking. That's what I'm prepared for right now. But what am I gonna do? What am I gonna be like, my tummy hurts. I can't get pussy. I had too many tweets to get pussy tonight. I can't do that, right? So I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna thug this out, we'll be fine. So we're driving back to their place, right? And the whole time I'm doing this thing, I don't know, fellas, if you ever done this, where you try and make your dick hard with your mind. Have you ever done that? Just do a little check-in, and I'm just in there like, nothing, no movement whatsoever, right? But I'm like, no big deal, I'm gonna get in this room, it's gonna be me and 4 titties, I'm gonna be good to go, right? And at first I'm right, at first it rocks. I'm in there, just me and 4 titties. I don't know if have you seen one of those videos where they give a baby hearing aids for the first time? You ever seen one of those? I'm just in there like, I'm having the time of my life, brother. It's going awesome. But then very quickly, the Chinese food comes back to haunt me, right? I'm hitting them with dumpling dick, Just think of a couple soup dumplings stacked on top of each other, Very wobbly. Like, optically, I'm hard, but there is no structural integrity to my penis whatsoever. Yeah, it's tough. I'm doing this move a lot. I'm doing the okay sign. You ever done that? Where it's like, yeah, no, it's hard. Uh-huh. Yeah, no, it's hard. It's actually definitely hard. Can you check? Can you check again? My dick is hard for sure. Like my credit card is getting declined. I'm like, yeah, I called my bank. They said my dick was hard, so can you check? I'm blowing it, dude. I'm stalling I'm eating pussy for so long. You could have just watched all of Rush Hour 2, the amount of time I'm eating pussy. One of them just falls asleep in the middle of it, You know you're not laying it down when you lose a participant mid-threesome, right? Yeah. I'm like, this is brutal, this is horrific, we gotta end this. So I guess what I'm gonna have to do is jack off and leave. And that's what I did. And in hindsight, it's crazy that was my plan, right? Why the fuck did I do that? Like, oh, hey girls, I've just been sexually disappointing you for 2 hours in a row. I'm gonna make a small mess in your home and get out of here. That's all right with you. And it was an angry one too. It was one of those get the poison outs, It was like a real, I wanna be free! So I do that, and I'm just standing in this fucking hallway dealing with a devastating bout of post-nut clarity, and I'm like, wow, this is it. This is a tough L. This is the worst one of my life, probably. But you know what? That's okay, because we can rebuild from this, right? It's only up from here. This is rock bottom. So I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna fucking rebuild my life, and like the phoenix, I'll rise from these sexual ashes, right? And that's what I do. 8 months go by, my shit's going great. My life's going better and better and better. Things are going really good. And then out of the blue, I get a text from these girls, and they're like, hey, wanna fuck again? And I'm like, this is a prank, right? Like, I'm gonna get to their apartment, it's gonna be all my enemies, you know? Ha dude, we knew you couldn't fuck. Ha ha. But that wasn't it. It was really them. They wanted to hook up again, and I wasn't going to ask too many questions, right? They had a whole little plan, you know. They had the day off from work. They were going to go to the museum and then come over to my place after, which is a very European afternoon, you know? Like, look at paintings and fuck a fat guy with a little mustache. That's Parisian, you know what I mean? And I had a plan, too. I wasn't going out the same way. This is redemption, you know what I mean? I'm fucking hitting the elliptical. I'm fucking drinking green juices. I'm drinking kombuchas. I buy $80 worth of illegal Indian Viagra off the internet. Just from a guy that worked at a research lab. He was like, yeah, just Venmo me and put lunch. That's... Just comes in an unmarked vial. I'm just like... I take so much of it, and my dick, it worked. My dick got hard as shit. But the rest of my body was failing, you know? Like, I was just fucking and my joints were locking up. I'm just in there, cold sweat, you know? Like, the eyesight of my left eye is flickering. Like a light bulb in a haunted house. And I'm like, this is it. This is how I deserve to die. This is overdosing on dick pills. And if that's how I went, I wouldn't even want an open casket, you know? I would want a glory hole casket, you know? Just everyone coming, paying their last respects, you know? He was such a good boy. Yeah. And so obviously the threesome wasn't good, but there was one good part in the beginning, and that's when I was eating pussy while getting my dick sucked, and it felt like I was sucking my own dick through a portal, and that was the best moment of my life, I gotta be honest. Guys, thank you so much. That's it. We did it. Hell yeah, thank you.
It's gonna get me claimed. Fucking song at the end. Got any ideas for something for me to watch that hopefully won't get me claimed? I need a fucking shave. Jackass Family Feud, that'll probably get me claimed though. I feel like Steve Harvey has like everything on YouTube on lock. I didn't know you were here. What are you doing? No, people are just leaving. It's lame.
No idea Sawyer's real name was James, but yeah, this is Billiam. I've gotten lost again. When the show Lost began in 2004, nobody involved and nobody waiting for it expected it to be as big.
Wait, no, this is a different one. This one. Wait. Does he begin them both the same? Or am I losing my mind?
Sawyer's real name was James, but they don't know.
It's not a bad thing.
Yeah, this is Billiam. I've been gone for a while. I've gotten a little lost in my work. I'll explain a little bit more later. Oh my god. A briefcase? What's in it? As a fan of the show Lost, I always hold my breath when I bring it up to others. People have opinions. Either they've seen the show and think it's brilliant yet flawed, or they've seen it and think it's a total plane wreck. Option 3 is people have only heard the title and think it's a ripoff of Survivor. It's not. And its most simple explanation, Lost is a network TV drama about a group of plane crash survivors living on a mysterious island filled with all sorts of weird things, such as a monster in the woods, a mysterious hatch that no one can seem to open, and polar bears. Initially strangers, each episode explores one of the characters in flashbacks, which reveal each one of their fully loaded backstories. While they're stranded somewhere out in the Pacific Ocean, we learn back home in their old lives they were even more lost. However, they have to overcome their differences and different personalities for survival, because if they can't live together, they are going to die alone. In a more complicated explanation, Lost is like every TV show ever made rolled into one spicy little mysterious blunt. The best take I've ever heard on it is that Lost is like progressive rock, going from a simple survival show with sci-fi and fantasy elements to a more hard science fiction show and ending as a spiritual fantasy. It's no wonder why so many dismiss Lost as something that was just made up as it went along. It went on for like 6 years straight, with dozens of storylines that set up an endless stream of mysteries. It was often criticized for raising many more questions than it answered.
Where are we?
I've been working on this video for months. Originally, I was gonna cover the entire series in just 2 videos, but as I kept doing more research and going down the rabbit hole, it's gotten a whole lot longer. While the creators of Lost did initially throw a bunch of ideas to the wall, to say the show was just made up as it went along, as it's often remembered, is an unfair dismissal of the show, in my opinion. This is a multi-part video series. In this first video, I want to do a deep dive just on the show's first season and its history because, well, no one involved really wanted to make it. It was considered to be that stupid island show some ABC president really wanted to get off the ground. But it's only because of the flexible and collaborative creative process of the first season, quote, making it up as they go along, that it ended up being good, in my opinion. The process of figuring out what this stupid island show was really going to be about was a discovery process. But with mystery being such a big element to the show, discovery was kind of the perfect creative process. But even as the creatives were able to discover the story within this stupid island show, they had another obstacle to overcome. The network not allowing them to end the show and actually execute their planned story. Disney and ABC had a hit on their hands, and in network television, that's pretty uncommon. They wanted to milk it for all it was worth, and that meant gargantuan episode orders and the hope that the show would never end. There's an alternate universe where Lost just kept running alongside Grey's Anatomy. Like, that's bonkers. While the mysterious puzzle that is the island is an exciting, overarching narrative, Lost at the start was very much a network TV drama. And I believe the giant island-sized mystery box often overshadows the quality of many of the individual episodes, as well as some of the show's smaller storylines. The show is streaming in a few places, by the way, depending on where you live. You can find out where things are streaming by Googling it, but I hear if you stop J.J. Abrams in public, he carries around a binder with the complete series on DVD or Blu-ray that he'll lend you. He keeps the DVDs around because his mom's SUV doesn't have a Blu-ray player in the back. Hey, you know what I just thought? This video isn't long enough, so thank you so much to ExpressVPN for sponsoring this video and helping me reach that 10-minute mark. The joke is the video is 3 hours long. Imagine the VPN like a secure tunnel between your device and the internet. Protect important data like While Lost would eventually be more creatively developed and conceptualized by J.J. Abrams and Damon Lindelof, the idea to create a modern island survival show came from ABC executive Lloyd Braun, who wanted to pitch a series that was basically Castaway, the TV drama. A more straightforward island survival concept than Lost was developed called Nowhere. Developed by ABC executive Tom Sherman and writer Jeffrey Lieber, and described as a hyper-realistic Lord of the Flies kind of show, everyone hated it.
I look at the rewrite, it's worse. It's an unmitigated disaster.
Nowhere was still being developed as late as January of 2004, but it was clear it wasn't working, so J.J. Abrams was brought in by Disney to help clean it up. Not the last time they'd used that tactic.
I started thinking about what a story would be that would be interesting to me about a plane crash and the survivors of a plane crash. Then I had this one idea, which was, what if the island wasn't just an island? And what if they found a hatch?
However, enough of the concept, including some of the character ideas, were carried over into Lost, which is why Lieber has a creation credit on the show. Abrams requested some help on the project, and Damon Lindelof, hoping to get a writing job on Abrams' show Alias, came in to help develop it.
The only bad news is
We have to do all the work.
it's probably a project that isn't going to go anywhere, but the whole idea was if you can impress JJ enough,
It'll be great for the next one.
maybe he'll give you a job on Alias. Lloyd Braun, who is the president of ABC, has this stupid idea. She didn't say stupid, but it was sort of like this crazy idea. The network had jumped through such hoops to bring this idea into fruition, and it kept not working. And this idea about a plane crash on an island, and we want to do Survivor, the drama series. And I said, tell me more about this idea. And she said, that's it, pretty much.
And I started coming up with some ideas about, they would be all about mystery, the mystery of who the people were that were in the crash and the mystery of what the island was that they crashed on.
With only Lloyd Braun and executive Tom Sherman having faith in the project, Abrams and Lindelof decided to go ham with the idea and just threw anything at the wall that would stick to create an engaging premise, believing the show would never actually get picked up.
And so JJ would say things like, oh, there's a polar bear, and oh, they find a hatch, and I'd be like, oh, that's cool. And he's like, and they spend the whole season, they found a hatch in the ground. But they can't open it. They spend the whole season like trying to open this thing up because they don't have any tools or explosives and I was like, yeah, cool. And he's like, and then finally in the season finale, they open this thing up, and I'm like, what's in there? And he's like, I don't know. He's like, you'll figure it out.
Despite all the wild and crazy ideas, Lost's pre-production time was actually pretty low. From scripting to presenting a full edit of the show, the 90-minute pilot had to come together in only 11 weeks.
It's the last week of January, and we're talking about a pilot. All the other pilots have been ordered at Christmas time a month ago. So they're all casting, and they have these scripts, things that are important to have.
While a few of the character ideas were present from the beginning, much of the primary cast would be conceptualized and created through the casting process itself, with characters being heavily adjusted or even tailor-made for many of the actors directly. After a little bit of scouting, the island of Oahu in Hawaii was chosen as the filming location. In fact, production started so quickly, the role of Kate had not been solidified. They hadn't cast it. They wanted newcomer Evangeline Lilly, who had never worked in TV or film before, but a video audition had impressed the nerdy boys JJ and Damon so much that they wanted to cast her. The only problem is they had to pull out all the legal stuff to get her a work visa from Canada, so they began filming without her. At the time, ABC was ranked 4th overall out of all the American networks. This was not the time.
It's probably my favorite show of all time. It's not the best show. It's not better than Breaking Bad and stuff. It's probably my favorite show to watch. It's the most fun to watch. But her character still annoys me every time I rewatch it. Because I don't think it's her fault as an actor either. The writing they did for her character is just not good. It's unfortunate because they did every other character phenomenally. Just not Kate's. Just like, I don't know. It seemed easy too. There's a lot of times where you're just like, what the fuck, Kate? And it's like, It's just her character, and it's what they wrote for her character. Yeah, I don't know.
Time to be making big, bold, expensive purchases. They should be doubling down on The Bachelor. Disney CEO Michael Eisner said Lost was a crazy idea that was never going to work, calling it another crazy Abrams project. He reportedly gave it 2 out of 10. Then president of ABC Bob Iger, who apparently had beef with Lloyd Braun when he dared to say Iger didn't have much to do in the creation of The Bachelor, the network's only hit program at the time, said it was a waste of time. Braun pushed forward, aiming to spend enough to make the project too expensive to cancel. So the production went ahead, and Lloyd Braun was rumored to actually have been fired for greenlighting what was the most expensive TV pilot ever made. Want an idea of how expensive it was? J.J. Abrams was a rising star critically speaking, but besides like Armageddon, his stuff was not really the most popular. At the time, many outlets were questioning Disney's decision to purchase ABC at all, which was one of their regular industry-changing splurges. The Lost pilot would initially premiere at Comic-Con in 2004, receiving instant critical acclaim and fan speculation from the event on the internet. Lost premiered on ABC the same day the first episode takes place, and 8 days after Tears for Fears released their final studio album, Everybody Loves a Happy Ending, September 22nd, 2004.
Tears for Fears.
Could you imagine going into September of that year not having booked Tears for Fears? ABC executives were quivering.
Tears for Fears.
Ellen had them, The Today Show had them, Conan O'Brien had them. I would have quit too, Lloyd. The opening title is like an ominous portal and really reminds me of the floating words in the Twilight Zone. The word lost comes into focus from a black void. An ominous hum rises as the word gets closer, only coming into focus as the whole image leaves the frame. A perfect visual for the show. Our main character, Jack, wakes up disoriented in the middle of a forest. A white Labrador runs past him. He notices a bottle of vodka in his pocket, and he makes his way to the beach toward the sound of screaming. He comes across the wreckage of Oceanic Flight 815 on the beach and immediately jumps into action to help the others in distress. He performs CPR on an unconscious woman, helps an injured pregnant woman get away from falling debris, and gets people away right before the jet engine explodes. That night, they determined from their wreck site, which only included the plane's fuselage, that the plane must have broken in half over the island sometime during their flight from Sydney, Australia to Los Angeles, California. They know they're in the Pacific, but they don't know where exactly. So they decide to go out the next day to find the cockpit to see if they could find the black box or a radio. But their night is interrupted by these loud sounds in the woods and the flattening of trees. A monster. Pilot also introduces the flashbacks. We learn that Jack had gotten an extra bottle of liquor from a kind flight attendant, and we also learn that the woman he performed CPR on was sitting next to him on the plane. She was nervous about the turbulence, and Jack promised to keep her company while she waited for her husband to come back. He was in the back of the plane when it broke in half. The next day, Jack goes out with Charlie and Kate to find the cockpit, which they do. The pilot is alive, and he reveals they were flying off course for hours, getting lost. Okay, just for clarity's sake, when I refer to lost as a verb instead of the show, I will be saying loosened instead. I just don't want you to get loosened in this video because of how many times I say lost. So they get loosened somewhere in the Pacific Ocean.
By the time we hit turbulence, we were 1,000 miles off course. They're looking for us in the wrong place.
They're like, hey, pilot man, sure glad you're alive. Sure happy to have you in the cast. The monster gets him. We learned in a flashback that Charlie wanted to go to the cockpit to retrieve his heroin from the bathroom, which he tried flushing on the plane. They run away and make it back to camp where things are tense. After Walt finds a pair of handcuffs in the woods, everyone starts pointing fingers and Sawyer starts a fight with Saeed.
Tell everyone what you told me. Tell them that I crashed the plane. Go on. Tell them I made the plane crash. Buddy.
Look, my kid found these in the jungle. And this guy was sitting in the back row of business class the whole flight, never got up.
Jack's been gone for like 10 seconds and things go crazy, and now there's a dude with a heavy piece of shrapnel in his chest from the airplane, who Kate is suspiciously worried about. Saeed suggests they try to get a better radio signal at the top of the mountain, so Sawyer, Charlie, Kate, and bickering siblings Boone and Shannon go with them to test it out. On the way, they're attacked by a polar bear, which Sawyer shoots, revealing he found a gun in the wreckage and also revealing there's polar bears on the island.
Guys, this isn't just a bear.
Saeed accuses Sawyer of being the criminal, but in a flashback, we find out it was actually Kate. Mystery solved. In a final scene, they get to the top of the mountain and turn the radio on, only to hear a message spoken in French repeating itself, which Shannon is able to translate as a distress call. They're able to calculate from a sequence of numbers at the end of the message that the distress call has been playing for over 16 years, which prompts the most important question of the show, the grand mystery.
Guys, where are we?
The two-part pilot does an incredible job of weaving in all sorts of interesting mysteries and even providing little answers to encourage the audience to keep watching, such as revealing Kate is the criminal and she was worried about the injured dude because he's the marshal who arrested her. And his presence on the plane is where Sawyer got the gun from, another answer. As a two-part episode, the extra runtime gives the audience quite a bit of air to breathe with these characters and to get familiar with them, if only a little, and if only to build intrigue with some of them.
Whoa. Do you want to know a secret?
What the fuck? Sawyer's got a letter. Jack and Kate have a little intimate moment where she stitches him up after the plane crash. She doesn't want to, she's afraid, and he tells her to just breathe for 5 seconds. Be afraid, and then let it go. Something she has to do again later on when she runs from the monster. It's like, these two, will they or won't they? Am I right? He seems like a mentally stable fella. Seems. With the pilot receiving great feedback before its airing, ABC went ahead and ordered a cautious half season. But still, the threat of an early cancellation loomed if this overly expensive project didn't work right out of the gate. Luckily, Damon had rising star J.J. Abrams to help him out.
The third or fourth day of editing, I walked into the editing room and JJ was sitting there with Tom Cruise. And he's like, "Hey Damon, this is Tom. What is Tom Cruise doing here? Why is he watching The Lost Pilot? Are he and JJ friends? Oh shit, you know, before the paint is dry on Lost, JJ is announcing he has been handpicked to direct his first feature, which is gonna be Mission Impossible 3. Right. It's made very clear to me that JJ is not going to be running the show with me.
Come on. Come on.
Many of the island plot lines early on feature challenges of survival. They're rationing what food and water they have left over from the plane before going to fishing, hunting boar, picking tropical fruit, and ultimately they find a cave system which provides more shelter. But the increased focus on shelter ultimately creates a debate over prioritizing shelter versus rescue.
And for that, we need to organize everyone to keep that signal fire burning while others scout the island for supplies. Digging in anywhere else is suicide.
It is the only source of fresh water we found.
And staying on the beach in the sun without water, that's not suicide.
While many of the logistical needs of survival remains a concept in the background, most of the conflicts stem from within the survivors themselves. As survivors of a commercial plane crash, most of the castaways are total strangers. They don't go around sharing things about themselves or necessarily any information about the island.
We're lost on an island, running from boars and monsters, freaking polar bears.
Polar bears?
You didn't hear about the polar bear?
While we learn more about the characters in depth through their flashbacks on the island and to each other, they're all sort of like clue characters.
Fine, I'm the criminal. You're the terrorist. We can all play a part. Who you want to be?
While the total number of survivors is around 49, the main cast is made up of 14 central characters, but occasionally another guest actor will be cast to play one of the lesser important characters. Our leading guy is the Dr. Jack, an awkward spinal surgeon who has a desperate need to save people. He has terrible bedside manner, he's awkward, but his actions during the plane crash make everyone look to him as the leader. Despite Jack feeling like he doesn't really know how to lead, he gives everyone a group philosophy.
And God knows how long we're gonna be here, but if we can't live together, we're gonna die alone.
Kate is a criminal on the run from the law. She can never stay in one place for too long. That's her deal. But now she has nowhere to go. She's on an island. She's athletic and has some survival skills, including hunting and tracking, which makes her part of the A-team. But who will she choose? The awkward little Durl sack Jack or the rebellious Sawyer?
Sawyer
Turtle
is a
sack
hot-tempered
Jack.
southern con man.
There's a part at the beginning of the show where he tells a story about ripping open this girl's dural sack. And that's great.
Who makes a lot of enemies early on because 1, racism comes very easily to him, and 2,
What are you doing in here? Trick or treat? Same as you. You're looting. Ah, you say potato.
he loots and then continues to hoard a lot of the necessary supplies. He's an asshole, always coming up with different insulting, sometimes charming nicknames. John Locke, the hunter who believes he has a spiritual connection to the island.
There's 2 sides. One is light, one is dark.
Hurley, the friendly guy who's always calling people dude.
Dude?
Hurley is always concerned about everyone and is looking out for people's best interests in a genuine way. Saeed, the soldier. He's the electronics guy who initially fixes the plane's transceiver.
Some people have problems.
Some people have problems, us. Him. You're okay. I like you.
You're okay too.
Holding on to a portrait of the woman he loved, we can only wonder what happened to her. Jin and Sun, a Korean couple who have trouble communicating with the rest of the survivors. Jin is a skilled fisherman, and Sun eventually plants a garden with fruits, vegetables, and medicinal herbs. Jin's hot temper and violent outbursts causes friction between him and much of the rest of the group initially, and it's very clear he's controlling of Sun, who seems to calmly go along with it, despite having more of a desire than him to make a connection with the other survivors. However, she reveals to a select few she actually knows English, a secret which she has to keep from her husband. Michael and Walt, a father and son who have recently been reunited after 10 years. Michael is an architect and worked in construction. He helps to establish some of their living structures. Walt, he has like weird powers or something and will occasionally say cryptic stuff, or he'll mention something and it'll appear, or he's reading a comic book with a polar bear in one scene and then the polar bear attacks the group in the next. The dog is his. The dog is Vincent. Boone and Shannon, 2 wealthy step-siblings who are constantly bickering and trying to involve themselves in the larger issues at hand because they both feel like they have nothing to contribute. Claire, a young pregnant woman who is traveling to America to give up her
Boone, those are like 2 of the most surprising characters in the show because they actually end up. I don't want to say it just in case someone else watches it.
baby for adoption. But now she can't give up her baby. She's on an island.
Boone story
Charlie, a
line's
former
funny.
one-hit wonder rock star with a heroin addiction who's now literally washed up like a shore. An island. He's found his heroin, but there's only so much of it left. And Rose, an older woman who won't let go of the belief that her husband, who was in the bathroom in the back of the plane during the crash, has survived. While the castaways are very slow to get to know each other, we get to see them for the multifaceted people they are by exploring their checkered pasts and flashback. While the grander nature of the island itself creates a lot of questions that are easy to speculate on, so much so the characters themselves regularly do it.
Was it a dinosaur?
It wasn't a dinosaur.
You say you didn't see it.
I didn't.
So how do you know it wasn't a dinosaur?
Because dinosaurs are extinct.
Oh.
The layers of mysteries get even more intensely dense when you start to explore how the characters' flashbacks and backstories are interwoven into their time on the island. The idea behind writing a show with so many characters came from the fact that network TV demanded a lot of episodes. If they wanted a continuing stream of storylines, they needed a lot of characters to write for. The flashbacks all have their own feeling to them. Characters all have their own unique musical themes, and with their varied backstories, it feels like they were all in their own show before landing on the island. Jack's flashbacks are sort of like medical dramas, Kate is like the fugitive going from place to place on the run from the law, and Sun and Jin have this intense family crime drama. It's crazy.
This crash was the best thing that ever happened to them because their lives were such shit before the crash that they're sort of in no rush to get off the island.
The flashbacks also function to take the show off the island while also not letting the characters leave the island, and they do try. When I first saw Lost as a kid, when they started building the raft to get off the island halfway through season 1, this joke from the Fairly Odd Parents rang through my head.
Without my emotions, I am thinking quite logically. For example, the reason they couldn't build a boat on Gilligan's Island is because it would end the series.
So effectively, the flashbacks actually get them off the island each week, and huge compliment to the crew, this always blows my mind. The entire show is filmed in Hawaii. They achieve all the different locations, Iraq, London, the American Midwest, Korea, through selective framing, set decoration, and visual effects. It's incredible. One of the most important functions of the flashback is to reveal more about the characters, but character revelations themselves are an important part to the Lost mystery web, and where I actually believe J.J. Abrams' mystery box works best. For those who are unaware, the mystery box is a way J.J. Abrams describes using mystery as a storytelling technique to engage the audience. For those who are aware, please be rest assured this video will not be about the mystery box. Essentially, it's just making your audience ask questions that keep them engaged with your story. Abrams uses a literal mystery box he bought from a magic store to illustrate the idea.
The premise behind the mystery magic box was the following. $15 buys you $50 worth of magic, which is a savings. Now, I bought this decades ago, and I'm not kidding. If you look at this, you'll see it's never been opened.
He bought it and has no idea what's in it, and that's what he loves about it. He has to wonder.
He's like, you'll figure it out. So I think for the first year in particular, it was come up with an interesting question and worry about the answer later. But that created a complete and utter terror in the creative process.
The pilot presents the island as one big mystery magic box, which continues to unfold as characters discover more about it.
Did you see it?
No. It was right behind me, man. I dove into the bushes.
How does something like that happen?
That can't be a polar bear.
It's a polar bear. Wait a minute. Polar bears don't usually live in the jungle.
Spot on. Someone else stranded here?
Maybe they came for them.
Someone came. Why does it still play?
Guys, if we had to make the pilot which was a 2-hour movie essentially in 13 weeks, all we were able to do was basically talk about the pilot.
11 weeks after that point, we delivered them the 2-hour, finished, completed, shot, edited, scored pilot of Lost. So.
No, you didn't.
Yep.
What the fuck?
True fact.
Over the course of the season, they have close encounters with the monster, run into the French woman who left the radio distress call. Then there's just all this weird phenomena around the place, like magnetic interference, which makes compasses point away from north. Some people in the camp start hearing whispers in the woods occasionally. Walt's powers, John's visions later in the season. But sometimes the mystery box is as simple as the group finding a locked suitcase one episode, or Michael just cherishing a wooden box for a few episodes. And of course, the whole fucking island turns into a mystery box.
You need this more than I do.
When John and Boone find a concrete hatch in the middle of the woods. And while many of the grander questions of Lost's mysteries have been critiqued for their final resolutions, or lack of resolutions, I love how the mystery box plays into character development. The character backstories are told out of order, a la Pulp Fiction, with the fallout of a character's actions often being more important than what caused them. But the cause creates a good mystery. We don't know yet what Kate did, just that she's dangerous and on the run. In the first Jack-centric episode, White Rabbit, Jack is told by his mother his father went missing.
I can't.
Jack doesn't want to be the one to go find him, but his mother says it's his responsibility to go after, quote, what he did.
Say, I can't. Not after what you did.
So we know Jack has done something to sour the relationship with his father, but this episode is just about his trip to Australia and the guilt he feels around it when it's revealed his father is dead. But the revelation of what he did is left for an episode later that season. Just the question of why all these characters were in Sydney to begin with is a huge mystery. Only Claire is Australian after all, and let me tell ya, no one was just taking a vacation. Even Hurley was trying to find the source of a series of cursed numbers he won the lottery with. Laid out in chronological order, a lot of what happens in the flashbacks are pretty standard character drama stuff, but this out-of-order storytelling and commitment to layering in mysteries as the story goes on makes so many of the character revelations exciting. I absolutely think the mystery box deserves a lot of the critique thrown at it, but as a tool for audience engagement, it's effective, especially when you're able to solve mysteries at a similar rate you introduced them, which Lost arguably does not do.
Mystery green screen.
You gonna film a video?
I just wanna vibe.
What the fuck?
Don't look at my pumas.
In terms of revelatory flashbacks, nothing beats the 4th episode of the series, Walkabout. John Locke is sort of a weirdo in the first few episodes. He's just sort of vibing. In this scene, Kate is taking hiking boots off a dead man. Like, dude, people died. Michael doesn't like that Walt has taken a liking to John, especially because Michael himself doesn't know Walt all that well. But Locke helps Michael out by making a dog whistle to help them find Vincent, and then he gives Michael the credit. One night, the camp is raided by 40 to 50 feral hogs, and the next morning, everyone starts realizing the food supply is low. Locke decides it's time to
There are
hunt.
plenty of things on this island we can use for sustenance.
Exactly how are we gonna find the sustenance?
We hunt.
Excuse me? Keep in mind, this is 3 years after 9/11. Knives on plane is peak suspicious. John gives this monologue about killing pigs. He has this weird confidence to him. What's his deal?
Call me paranoid, but anyone who packs a suitcase full of knives.
Yeah!
Yes.
Colonel Locke, is this line secure?
His first flashback just builds intrigue.
Line secure, GL-12, go ahead.
Intriguing. Kate and Michael track through the jungle with Locke, and they discuss learning to hunt with their fathers, and Kate makes note of Locke's name, John Locke. Who is this profound individual? In John's flashback, we see the commander name was just a reference to a board game he and an office friend play at lunch. He works in this dead-end job at a box factory with an asshole boss and talks about his dreams of going on a walkabout, a guided tour through the Australian outback meant to help one find themselves and test their resolve spiritually. His boss says he'll never be able to do it, but John is determined.
Why? It was his destiny.
That's what you think you got, old man? Destiny.
Just don't tell me what I can't do.
What was that, John? Excuse me? What? He retells the story of the interaction with so much triumph, like this was a big moment of defiance in his life, despite it just being like an under-the-breath comment.
Getting to finally tell Randy off was life-changing.
Oh, John bought 2 tickets to Australia. One for him and one for his partner, I guess.
Helen?
John, we've talked about this. I like
I
you,
know.
and I've enjoyed talking with you these
so have I.
past few months.
8 months.
I'm not allowed to meet customers.
A customer? Is that what I am to you?
John Locke's flashbacks are just like peeling away the layers of sadness. On the island, they're hunting boars, but the boars hunt back, and Kate and Michael have to retreat, but John keeps going. There's a crazed determination to him.
Don't tell me what I can't do.
Oh no! The monster is gonna get him! John, there's the monster! You and I, we see it! Back at camp, there's all sorts of shenanigans going on, and Claire starts to suggest to Jack that he should potentially hold a funeral service for those who died on the plane, as well as comfort the widowed Rose, who's still convinced her husband is still alive. But Jack keeps finding it hard to hold a conversation in this episode because this mysterious man in a suit and white sneakers keeps appearing. Kate and Michael go back into camp, and Kate lets Jack know about the monster and Locke, but it's those damn white sneakers again. Jack follows the dude into the woods, only for John to triumphantly return, pig in hand.
Locke.
With Jack unwilling to lead the funeral service, Claire decides to be the one to do it. While everyone else sees being on the island as a problem, John sees the island as a special place. During the funeral pyre, as everyone else is mourning the dead, John watches over everyone, triumphant and happy. Like, dude, people died. Then we get one final flashback. John arrives at the office for his walkabout expedition tour, but he's told he can't go because of his condition.
Hey, don't you walk away from me. You don't know who you're dealing with. Don't ever tell me what I can't do, ever!
Cut to John waking up during the crash, realizing he can feel his legs again. And in perfect sync with Michael Giacchino's score, he takes his first steps again in who knows how long and helps out with the wreck from the pilot. With the realization that he's somehow been healed by landing on the island, John feels a sort of a spiritual connection to it. And just like how he saw the walkabout trip with this tour group as a part of his personal destiny, he quickly begins to see the island in a similar way as well, interpreting his healing as being chosen in a way, a religious experience. Being a disaster show with monsters and plane wrecks, it was easy to think Lost might be something like a Roland Emmerich film. There was a kind of unexpected, hopeful twist to the end of this episode. And they knew this idea was special as J.J. Abrams just said, "Oh my god," when Damon Lindelof pitched the idea to him. Written by Season 1 executive producer David Fury, Walkabout is one of Lost's best episodes and laid the groundwork for a lot of the group dynamics, with Locke being an important player and Jack being uneasy around him, but also having Michael and Kate accompany John on the hunt is a great inclusion for the episode. Kate and John are more adept than Michael in the outdoors, so we start to get an idea of everyone's skill set. Kate climbs trees a lot, like they just constantly write in excuses in the show because Evangeline Lilly is just doing that. That's her. Dang. We also start getting silly beach camp stories, with Hurley and Charlie fitting nicely into a comedic relief role when Charlie is conned by Shannon to catch a fish for her. Shannon convinces Charlie to catch the fish to prove to Boom that she can take care of herself. It's wonderful. While mysteries are definitely a motivating factor for long-term viewers, like how did John get healed? What's the deal with this island? The progressing relationships at the beach camp and the flashback stories, weirdly enough, are the most complex and intricate part of the show. And as we all get to know the characters and see them interact, our curiosity to see what makes them tick goes up. We gotta know everyone's deal.
About to enter some kind of zone. Who knows? Maybe it's on an island as well. We'll see.
The first episode following the pilot, Tabula Rasa, truly introduces us to the flashback structure, showing us Kate's time in Australia before being apprehended by the Marshal, making friends with a farmer who lets her stay with her before he discovers her identity and turns her in for the reward. On the island, Jack and Hurley discover Kate's secret, and the Marshal warns him that Kate is dangerous, with a flashback revealing Kate had crashed the guy's car when she realized what was happening, the farmer's car. The Marshal says he wants to talk to Kate, asking her what she wanted to ask him on the plane before the crash.
I have one favor to ask.
Really? This ought to be good.
With Kate wanting to know if the farmer ever got his reward money for turning her in. See, she's nice after all. But then Sawyer goes in to shoot the Marshal.
You shot him in the chest?
I was aiming for his heart.
You missed.
Man, is he still breathing?
You perforated his lung.
Something which Jack then has to deal with
by killing him.
While Jack initially expresses anger towards Kate, he tells her something which becomes an important theme throughout the show.
It doesn't matter, Kate, who we were, what we did before this, before the crash. 3 days ago, we all died. We should all be able to start over.
Tabula Rasa essentially means clean slate, a really important theme in the early seasons. However, their problems seem to follow them because they can't look introspectively and face their problems on a fundamental level, which is why so much of the conflict of the first season just stems from the camp itself. Sawyer stealing stuff, Saeed being knocked unconscious while trying to triangulate a radio signal with the others, and Michael's boat being burned before they have to start building a second boat. However, despite the conflict, mutual support and the bumper sticker, coexistence really is what ends up being the most prominent themes for storylines in much of these early seasons. A common theme in the flashbacks is the story being used to reflect growth or show that a character is stuck in their old ways. From the beginning, the island being purgatory was a common theory as a grandiose explanation for it all.
3 days ago, we all died.
Oh, I figured it out. They're in purgatory.
You went to purgatory, my friend.
Forgot all about purgatory.
There's a common theme with all the characters that they're unable to let go of something from their past or unable to come to peace with something. Just like the Tears for Fears B-side track Always in the Past, these characters can't stop thinking always in the past. Sawyer holds on to a letter he wrote to the man he claims is responsible for his parents' death. John grew up in foster care and is unable to accept how horrible his biological father is after they reconnect. And Charlie has a heroin addiction, but only one bag of heroin heroine left. A few years after the show ended, an early pitch Bible was leaked online. Apparently, ABC was worried because J.J. Abrams' earlier show Alias was very genre heavy, and ABC thought it was a bit alienating to regular audiences. So a pitch Bible was created that guaranteed all the mysteries in Lost, including the monster, would have a real scientific explanation, and that there wouldn't be heavy serialization. Instead, there'd be some overarching plot lines from every season, which would be easy to follow, and romances and relationships that would develop over the course of the series. A lot of these ideas were clearly abandoned early on, or it was just used to help the show get picked up by ABC. While the pitch Bible came up with a lot of ideas which were not expanded upon, including ending season 1 with a hurricane and having a mysterious fog descend from the top of the mountain with alien-like eggs growing out of it. It is an important document though, because it was the first time they sat down and tried planning out this thing as a series after shooting the 2-hour pilot.
We never would have sold that show. If we had gone in and pitched everything that JJ and I had come up with in that room, heavily serialized, probably genre elements, non-linear storytelling, huge sprawling cast, you know, can't shoot it in LA or Vancouver, you know,
you can't make that show.
No sets. No.
However, that's not to say season 1 doesn't have a very episodic feeling at times. And frankly, a lot of the time it seems like they're just writing The Twilight Zone on an island.
Jack?
Take the 5th episode, White Rabbit. This episode begins with the flashback that establishes Jack's foundational need to save people. He's not just a dude who acted in the moment. This is always who he's been. In this way, the flashback structures sort of serve as an introduction to the characters in the same way Rod Serling's narration does in The Twilight Zone.
Should have stayed down, Jack.
When the characters start having their own personal stories, we get to know them more. Cut to Jack. Someone is drowning and Jack runs out to save them. It's Boone. Jack brings him back to the beach and Boone's like, "Did you save the girl I went out to get? She's drowning out there." Shit! Jack swims back out, but it's too late. The no-name woman dies. Claire tells us her name. I don't fucking remember.
Her name was Joanna.
Back at the beach, things are getting really intense. The water supply is dwindling, causing people to turn on each other. Everyone looks to Jack to lead, but he's losing it. As a continuation of Walkabout, the episode before, he continues to see the man in the suit. In a flashback, this is revealed to be none other than Jack's father, who tells Kid Jack after the fight he got into that he doesn't have what it takes to be a hero, because unlike him, Jack can't handle failure. Then he says some special kind of fucked up shit only a fucked up dad could say to a kid.
I had a boy on my table today. I don't know, maybe a year younger than you. After the boy died, I was able to wash my hands and come home to dinner, you know, watch a little Carol Burnett, laugh till my sides hurt. How do I do that, Jack? Because I have what it takes.
A true sociopath. Cut to years later, Jack's mother asks him to go find his dad, who's gone missing in Australia. It's Jack's responsibility to go after what he did. Back on the island, Claire has collapsed of dehydration, so John goes out to find Jack, who's not having a good time. In Australia, in the past, Jack's father has been missing from his hotel room for a few days. The mystery unfolds. John saves Jack, and they have a little talk about leadership responsibilities, with Jack mimicking what his dad told him.
Hello? Hey, what's up? I just made it, but it was pretty much clean. You can just put a clean sticker on it. Okay. Can you put a clean sticker on it for me though? Okay, thank you. Alright. The fuck, man. Well, maybe they'll make takeout clothes and let you go home like they did the other day. Damn. What are the servers there? The mid? What mid? Alright, I thought you said Petra the mid. I think you were saying another person. So, okay, so Petra and who? Damn. Janessa, yeah. Stupid. Yeah. Right. Okie dokie. Alright. I love you. Alright, bye. What's this cat doing?
Told him all those years ago, you don't have what it takes.
You just don't have what it takes.
I don't know how to help them. I'll fail. I don't have what it takes.
Jack tells John he's chasing someone, but he explains it away as a hallucination. But John thinks differently about it. He tells him to go find whatever he's chasing.
Is your white rabbit a hallucination? Probably. But what if everything that happened here happened for a reason?
The relationship between John and Jack remains a crucial element in the show's story. John has accepted the supernatural nature of the island with open arms, really wide open arms, too open if you ask me. But Jack is always putting up blinders when he sees anything bizarre. John tells him to return when he finds what he's looking for. Jack sits by the fire and cries for a bit. Flashback to Jack identifying his father in a morgue, who isn't just taking a nap, but is dead, as it turns out. Jack stops crying. His dead dad is back. He follows him, being led to the caves where running water is heard. Jack finds part of the plane's cargo, including the casket. Flashback again. Jack is arguing with an airport clerk about checking his father's coffin on the plane.
Long ago, there was a prophecy about the human race giving birth to the ultimate duelist. And that's me. I fulfill that prophecy. Most of you know I'm a huge fan of the Yu-Gi-Oh card game, and recently Ludwig held a tournament for it. He brought in other streamers, and the format was going to be everyone uses old structure decks and see who comes out on top. And we were all competing for the grand prize of a few bidets from Ludwig's bidet company, Swipe. This tournament combined two of my favorite things, Yu-Gi-Oh and clean ass. So of course I was coming out here with the claws out, ready to go for the top, just absolutely cut throats out there on the dueling battlegrounds. So it was a draft. I had last pick, so I ended up with a Red Eyes structure deck, which is a lot of dog shit, but I was able to pilot this like a master. I went to town, and I'll show you how the tournament unfolded. I was a fucking machine. I wasn't streaming the first match, so I'm just going to give you Ludwig's perspective, and maybe I'll chime in with some director's commentary to explain my Galaxy Brain plays.
All right, we're in it, baby. I'm very excited for this one. This is Blastoise versus Charlie. Okay.
Oh my. Oh mama.
Oh, did you get the good draw, really, huh?
I'm coming at you a little raw.
Yeah, I'm gonna change the names. I was trying to make sure I
knew. Red Eyes Insight. Let's see.
Oh, no.
How do I want to play this, you think?
So this is the decks for this one.
Let's get a little wacky here. I think I'm gonna throw this bad boy in here.
Blau is rocking Dark Magician, and Charlie is rocking Red Eyes Black Dragon.
Red Eyes fusion action.
So these are two very classic decks. A Red Eyes
This allows
Black
me to summon the
and a Dark
only
Magician.
card in my extra deck.
This is Joey versus
the
Yugi.
Red Eyes Slash Dragon.
Yugi boy. Hey, Yugi boy.
Often considered one of the most fearsome monsters ever in the Yu-Gi-Oh!
Wait. He skipped?
game.
What?
Dick, that's all you've got?
You can add
Only
cards.
just beginning.
Oh my god, wait, this is kind of sick. The way this card works is you can add cards to it from the graveyard, and it increases the attack by 200. And then when the card is killed, you can then summon those cards. That's sick.
Face down.
Okay, he's
Forbidden move.
Face down card.
And I end my turn.
What? Okay.
Very peculiar.
Yeah. That is peculiar.
Okay, I know what I want to do.
Yugimoto?
What's that, Charlie?
I want to summon a baby. And then I want to flip summon the 100 Dragon.
Oh, the 100 Dragon.
And then I want to, hold on.
Or Yugi Atem.
And
Yami
then
Yugi.
I want to use this. I think.
It increases by
that's
100
probably
attack
good.
per card controlled, so that's fine. It's not, yeah, there's no.
I'm gonna swing at that face down card.
With who?
That's kind of fucked up.
What?
Oh!
Summon one dark caster from your
I
hand
summon.
or graveyard.
Wait, can you hear me or am I deafened?
No, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay. I summon.
Wait, I want to do my
Magician of
monologue.
Dark Illusion.
Oh my god. Jesus Christ, this man's fucking unhinged! I'm gonna put the kibosh on that operation.
Oh, he's putting the kibosh!
No way.
I can't allow this to continue.
I guess I'll have to play
Talking
illusion
like
magic.
anime characters.
What?
And tribute my dark magician.
Whoa! That was a good move.
Wait, that was great because that negates the effect because the order's gonna go 1-2. Oh, good counter! Yo, this is a good game.
Makes me want to play Legends of Runeterra
A
again.
high-level play. I'd expect that from a duelist of your caliber.
Damn, good play. Yami Yugi's crushing right now.
That's a good card.
I also think it's kind of
with 3,600 attack.
My
I
cat
use
hijacked
dark-
the stream.
Wait, what do I do here? Oh, I also set this card face down.
I feel like the Celtic Guardian was good. I feel like you should have kept it.
And I enter battle phase. I use Dark Cavalry to attack Red Eyes Black Dragon bullshit.
Slash Dragon.
Dealing 700 damage to your life points.
Smart.
A crushing blow indeed.
What is he affecting? What is he adding? Oh, he can summon the card that was attached to it. Yeah. We read that.
I'm gonna try and get a wee bit wacky.
I see. Negate the activation. I see.
Wacky's my middle. Fuck. I drank 2 White Claws. Okay, man.
He said wacky.
He's drunk, baby.
I don't know if this play is going to work,
Red Eyes Black Dragon.
but I'm out of options.
Wait, what is his play?
You've got my back against the wall.
But what's he gonna do? What you
I
drinking?
activate the effect of Eternal Soul.
A little Hennessy for the boys.
Dark Magician.
Wait, how does he summon? It's not his fucking turn.
I will summon the Red Eyes Darkness Dragon in attack position, and he gains a lot of attack.
Oh my god, that's a lot of attack.
All at once.
Oh wow, 300 for each monster in the graveyard?
I don't remember what Dark Cavalry does, but I'm not gonna read it.
Like a true Yu-Gi-Oh player.
Yes, very much so.
How is he
And if you
supposed to get
thought
rid of
that's
that?
where my turn ends,
I did.
you're sorely mistaken.
I did thought it
This
would
may
end there.
seem like a foolish play, and it very well could be,
Okay.
but in my head it makes sense.
Sure.
Now, activating my Baby Dragon's effect, I bring back your worst nightmare. Well, this didn't work.
Well, it was actually smart because it increased the attack by the Red Eyes Darkness Dragon by 300.
I thought I could bring back my Slash Dragon. I can't.
It's still not bad because he gained attack, right?
Well, all right then.
Is the music really intense for you right now? I'm like kind of sweating, man.
Yeah.
4,200
It's
attack
pretty
is
intense for me
fucking
as well.
crazy.
That was sad.
Yeah, he
So
probably
I'll
should have done
bring
that
out
first.
this guy instead.
I don't know what Blau can do to counter this. Wait, what is this? Oh, I see. He's bringing back the more equip cards.
I do want to use that. I don't know what I want to use it on though.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm going full combo.
I think Charlie might be unbeatable here. I don't know how you would come back.
I'm not I'm not reading all those words.
Wait, what?
And I'm only just beginning. My baby's coming back.
Oh, it is coming back. I thought it wasn't.
And now I'll add...
Nice. Doing Shadowlands because it's like it's a nice linear quest line. They don't give me a million places to go. I just continuously plug at the campaign, and I'll be level 50 in no time, or 60 in no time. I know Drano is quicker, but I have to actually think and go get all the little supplies and the XP potions, and too much work. I'd rather just fucking run into a brick wall.
I'm feeling a little bit nervous for Blau now.
Guy.
Oh, Black Metal Dragon.
Your move.
My Dark Magician.
What?
Heart of the cards, please. Heart of the cards.
What was that?
I end my turn.
Interesting.
Is he
that could
fucked?
be anything down there.
I think he's
Could
fucked.
be anything.
If there's one thing I've learned about this accursed shadow game, it's that you can never take chances. So, I will play this as safe as possible.
Doing Cobalt today, and some guy in my raid said he leveled from 60 to 70 in 3 hours from killing people at Cobalt. What the fuck? I might try that when I get there. Damn, yeah, if he that's worth it then too, cause can't you get like a 380 something ring just from doing that? I need to do that on my rogue still, cause I need my rings. Yeah, 389. Jesus, both my rings are 340, and my necklace is 340. If I upgrade those, we'll whoop some ass in mythics. I'll be doing a lot more damage. But I gotta figure out what's my stat priority even is. Is there a ring? Citadel. I was gonna say Citadel has something too. I could probably use the back too if it's high enough. When Avi gets home tonight, I'm gonna see if she wants to do one of those, because we need to both get probably rings and necklaces. Definitely like an outlaw rogue more now that I'm doing a little more damage in PvE. It's like constantly have stuff to press. I need reviewed. Hell yeah. We're done here. What's this? Nope, 500 XP. Fuck that. Yeah, the Cobalt one is like low, high, medium, or some shit.
You've just made one of the biggest mistakes in all of Yu-Gi-Oh! Blau, and you don't even know it. You blew your load too quickly.
What do you mean?
Why you... Nope, that didn't work.
4,800? What the fuck?
Why didn't that work? Ah, I see why.
You just made one of the biggest mistakes in all of Yu-Gi-Oh, Blau, trusting me to read a card.
Oh, my cat left. Thank God.
Now it'll work.
Cards.
Get that garbage out of here.
Wait, but that means my face-up monsters.
It's gone. And I'm only just beginning. Because you see, Blau, because you see, Blau.
just beginning.
Does this count? No.
Because I see,
Because
I need to go back to.
Because
Get
of
flying.
this.
But I can't open this fucking thing yet.
Oh, this is
That's
over.
right. It's your favorite card.
Why does it just disappear? Oh my god.
I hate that card.
You like my warlock? My gnome? My succubus? Should I say incubus? His name's Syad. Well, it says Helendor, but for some reason down here it says Summon Syad. So I don't know what that means.
I'm going all in. Actually, I'm not doing that. I'll just end it right here.
He has enough to end it.
I've calculated the numbers. I will do 900 damage on this swing.
6,900, that's nice.
Here it comes.
Oh! My life force!
To the Shadow Realm with you, swine.
That's only our first match. I've studied you.
There's many more to go.
Oh my god.
I know how to defeat you now.
Great fight, great fight. My god, 5,400 attack? What was it, 5,100 at the end?
What is that face down card? Could it be
Attack it and find out, Charlie.
Could it be another obnoxious Celtic guardian? No. You wouldn't be so bold.
It seems good because it allows you to special summon.
I don't know what I want to do here. I'm gonna attack with Karibo.
I thought he was gonna do
You
that.
fool.
It was a stupid move.
God, I hate this.
But at
fucking
least he
place.
sees the card. I think it was
a
feeler.
baby dragon the whole time.
I think he was scared that his Dark Magician would get killed. When this card is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon one level 7 or lower Red Eyes monster.
I
from
end
your
my
deck.
turn.
Smart.
I can't believe you've done that.
I don't know how you're supposed to get rid of this
The
card.
one
then.
thing I never wanted you to do.
It let him
Well,
like
well.
guarantee see the card.
I'm going to have to
without...
end this duel on this turn.
What?
So he gets to add a card to his hand, but Eternal Soul goes away, which means all the monsters
Goodbye
in his
to
field.
your spell and trap cards. And thanks to the effect of Eternal Soul, goodbye to your monsters as well.
This is why Eternal Soul sucks!
This is only the beginning of true despair. Do you know why?
Why?
Because in my hand I have one of the most powerful cards ever printed by humans. It is none other than the Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. And I'm
That's a lot of
special
adjectives.
summoning it in attack
Oh,
position. But we're only just beginning to play.
No.
I'm going to use his effect to special summon a Red Eyes Black Dragon in attack position.
Red Eyes Black Dragon in attack position.
And that's when you thought it was over, I imagine.
The art is so
But
good.
It was
no.
over.
What if I told you this is still only a part of my master play? Only the second act of a true Homer's Odyssey epic. I will now, I don't know if this works, I will now summon the Black Stone of Legend.
Joke's on you. Homer's Odyssey was already the second act in the epic. You idiot.
Well, you may be correct, but could you have prepared for this moment?
I don't know.
Yet
5200.
another Red Eyes Black Dragon.
Wait, that's just enough attack to kill. That's literally the perfect amount of LP.
This is fine.
That's the perfect amount of LP.
Attack my monsters.
No.
Just enough damage to seal this duel.
My life.
Pretty epic.
Exact lethal.
On the dot, my friend. To the Shadow Realm with you.
Well fought.
My dueling speaks for itself. Game 1, I felt like I was really getting a handle on the deck. Keep in mind, I have never played a Red Eyes deck, and this is just an old structure, so I didn't really know most of the cards in there, and I thought it'd be more fun to try and go in there and learn on the fly. Because a lot of the people that were competing weren't like Yu-Gi-Oh veterans or
Learn
anything,
on
so
the
I thought
fly,
it'd be
like this
a more
fly?
enjoyable experience. Just kind of learn, be baptized in the fire here on the battleground. So that was game 1,
Thank
which
you guys.
means
I'll
I
be here all
moved
week.
on to the semifinals.
Do anything.
Is toast if Charlie's ready.
I'm here.
Perfect timing. You guys want to just jump in table 1? It's a best of 3.
Alright, alright. Good luck to you as well. The shadow games are ruthless.
Psych, are you gonna watch?
Oh, I always watch, yeah.
Okay, okay.
Especially if Charlie's playing, I'm 100% watching.
Oh, thanks, Ikuno.
Oh, I mean, Charlie's like the grandmaster here.
Oh my
They
goodness.
don't call him the granddaddy of Yu-Gi-Oh for nothing.
Oh my goodness, you're being so sweet.
I just call him Daddy.
What?
What?
Well, that's wholesome as well.
Whole new game now. Look at me go.
Okay, there we go.
I'm gonna set
I'm
a
gonna be
card
level
now.
60 in no time.
And I know you're terrified
Yes.
of what that card might be.
It could be anything.
Could be anything. I had my turn.
Interesting. I'm not dealing with an ordinary duelist this time around, and I see that. So I'm gonna have to pull out all the stops.
A 0 attack, 0 health minion.
Yes. But this minion allows me to play this, stopping your play. I don't know what cards Monarch decks use, but just in case.
Not my prime monarch.
I don't...
I need in my graveyard to activate.
What?
No!
You fool.
You've played me like a fiddle.
The prime monarch
Yo, I
ability
hate
is only
people.
active when it's in the graveyard.
So it would seem.
I don't have any good green helmet to match.
What is best for me here? I'll just go for it.
Ah, Red Eyes Black Dragon, it's turn 1.
I know. I don't know what Monarch decks do. I'll be upfront and honest with you. But I'll play it like this for now.
Oh, this is possible.
I also am not sure how this card actually functions, so I'm gonna play it anyway and get experimental. It's game 1, baby. This is when we go out there and we take risks.
Like your Red Eyes Black Dragon. Using it as fuel for Caius, the Shadow Monarch.
That is a scary man.
Which comes with the ability to banish one of your field cards. Be gone, trap card. Out of my face. And chaining Return of the Monarch, I get another Monarch card into my hand.
Let's see if this card works the way I wanted it to.
Huh?
That's right. Does this have any... there's a lot of words on that card, and I'm not reading them.
No! Return of the Monarch, no!
That's right, Return of the Monarch is dead. I'll set this face down, enter the battle phase, and you know what this lets me do? That's right, take a monster from the grave and attach it to my slash dragon.
Oh, the slashing, slinging, slashing dragon.
I'll end my turn. Draw your last pathetic card, Yugi.
My deck has no pathetic card, except the one I just drew.
I can smell that stench. The smell of soiled trousers in my arena.
I activate the effect of Prime Monarch once more.
How many
Turn
times?
off the Monarch into my graveyard, allowing me to summon Prime Monarch. He's back, and not only that, I'm gonna sacrifice Prime Monarch to summon
Zaborg, isn't it? It's Zaborg.
Fortress Warrior. Protect me.
There is no protection from what I'm about to do. I call upon
Red Eyes Black Dragon.
the Red Eyes Black Dragon.
That one's pretty dark already.
I've already made some intense calculations, and I've deduced that I have lethal. Here I come. I'm not reading your cards, so hopefully this works.
Oh god, if only my Fortress Warrior allows me to not take damage during battle phase.
No!
Oh my god, my Fortress Warrior allows me to not take damage during battle phase. Oh, my cheap units are dead.
Draw your last pathetic card, swine.
Before I start my turn, I activate my trap card, Reinforced Truth, allowing me to summon a weak monster, but not just any weak monster. Idiot, the Heavenly Squire, which allows me to summon Idios, the Underworld Squire.
That's a lot. There's a lot happening.
There's a lot of squires indeed.
There's a lot going on.
And Grand Marg. Have you heard about Grand Marg?
Oh my god, only in the stories told by sailors.
Go, Grand Marg.
Grand Marg!
Monarch. And I activate the ability of Edia, the Heavenly Squire, returning one of my cards into my hand.
Oh, he's gone off his rocker! And now, the Black Stone of Legend gets to see some action. And then, the Black Stone of Legend says goodbye. And you'll say hello to the Darkness Metal Dragon.
Oh god, that's a lot of dragons, man.
But he doesn't come alone. That's right.
Buddy?
I'm blowing the whole load. He's coming with... I'll bring it from the grave. He's coming with a Red Eyes Black Dragon.
No! Grand Marg.
And say goodbye to the Shadow Lord.
No!
And then the direct attack on your life points.
Not directly attacking my life points.
To the Shadow Realm. Without my friends, I'm nothing. It's the power of friends that drives
wow, Charlie
me.
boy, that was amazing.
It's no worries, my friends. As long as we get to enjoy our card games in the safety of a tranquil world, that's all that matters to me.
Yugi boy, you want to smoke ketamine later?
You know me too well. This is very interesting. I'll set one mysterious card.
Hey, what's up? I've got some more lore content for you guys. I wanted to switch gears for this one and really focus on the new players trying to get into Legends of Runeterra. If you are a new player and don't know where to begin, feeling overwhelmed by all of the menus, or you want some quick tips to get a jump start on other new players, then this video is for you. Hello, my name is Tempo. I've hit Master Tier every season since the beta, even peaking rank 1 in the Americas region, and I will be your guide to this wonderful card game called Legends of Runeterra. So I made a new account and tried out the new player experience again for the first time in about 10 months. There have been quite a few changes since that video, so I wanted to cover all the new stuff and share some great tips to help you get into the game. With that, let's talk about the first thing you'll see when starting lore, and that is the tutorial. So all things considered, I think this is a very good tutorial, especially compared to other games. I think it teaches you the fundamentals and what you need to do in order to play out each and every match very, very well. The one complaint I have with the tutorial is that some of the cards don't exist, and actually most of the cards don't do what they actually say in the tutorial that they do. So as long as you don't pay attention too much to the card's stats or effects and just play through the basic mechanics, this will be okay and you won't have any problem translating your knowledge as soon as you get into the actual game. While on the topic of the tutorial, I'd like to take a moment and explain the 3 biggest mechanics in the game to help you understand the flow of a match if you're just getting into it. So, Legends of Runeterra is very unique in the way that during each turn, both players are able to act, play units, and cast spells. One player does an action, the other player is able to do an action as well, and it goes back and forth until both players decide to pass. The second mechanic I want to talk about is attack order. Only one player is able to attack during each turn while the other one is on defense. What's cool about lore is that much like in Magic the Gathering, the defender is able to determine block targets, which makes the game innately defense favored. But what really shakes things up though is the spells in the game, which is the third and final mechanic that I want to briefly cover. Spells have 4 speeds: slow, fast, focus, and burst. Slow spells are considered slow because they can't be used in combat. Fast spells can be used in combat, but enemies can react to them and play their own spells to negate or stop said fast spells. Focus speed spells can't be reacted to, but they also can't be used in combat, while burst speed spells are the best of the bunch and they have no interaction, and it just works. You can also do it during combat. The coolest side mechanic in the game in my opinion is the ability to bank spell mana. This is also called floating mana. All you have to do is end a turn with mana remaining and it will be banked for a future turn. This allows you to do cool things like play an 8-cost spell on turn 5 because you spend your 5 mana for the turn, plus 3 banked spell mana. After the basic tutorial, you are shown this menu, which I think is really cool. It gives you an option to play the Path of Champions PvE game mode in order to learn the game even more, or jump straight into the PvP side of things and start deck building and challenges and doing that. So let's briefly talk about Path of Champions. Path of Champions is a PvE game mode where you play against the AI using a partially pre-constructed deck and adding cards and powers to it. You then progress across a line of battles and events in order to get to the end and fight the boss. This is a great game mode to play and learn the game in a non-pressure environment. You don't have to be afraid of losing, and you can really focus on the learning aspect. The only thing to keep in mind is, much like the tutorial, a lot of cards and of course the powers are not in the PvP version of the game. But it's a fun way to pass the time, and you can even complete daily and event missions in the Path of Champions. So I want to take a quick minute to go through all the menus, get familiar with the HUD, because I know as a new player to some games, especially mobile games, there's a lot of menus, a lot of things to click through, but I want to make it as easy and digestible as possible so you can get into the game and start min-maxing your resources. So we'll start at the top here. This is your player icon. You can go ahead and change this if you just click on it. There's a cool set of basic icons that you can pick through. I like Shadow Isle, so I'm going to go ahead and pick that. You know, spiders looking kind of cool as well. I've played a couple spider games. Maybe I like the spiders, so we'll pick one of those and call it a day. Then there's also your profile, how many cards you collected, card back, stuff like that. You can see your collection of each of the expansions and your mastery for each champions. Yeah, it's pretty cool. There's actually mastery points, so you can feel good about maining a singular champion or a deck. After that, we have the currencies on the top here. This is basically riot points, these coins. The green shards are in-game currency used to craft certain cards. More on that later when we get into the crafting menu. And this red ruby looking currency is how you make prismatic cards, which are basically like hollow cards in other games, right? So you just make them shiny. Then at the top right here, this is a really important menu. It doesn't even look like it's a clickable button sometimes, but it's important to check on here and click through these. This is the news menu, I guess. Sometimes it'll tell you the new expansion, what's going on. There's an event calendar as well, so you know as a player when things are going to happen, so that's super important. We got patch notes right here, and then also, hey, Twitch Prime rewards, very cool. So after that, this is the most important menu in the entire game. I'm not kidding. Right up here, these are your missions. So as a new player, you're going to want to check these often and slam through the missions to get your XP. That's what this little symbol indicates over here. This is your XP. You want to be min-maxing these as much as possible. And then after that, we have the friend menu, and we have settings. You can play with settings, of course, video, audio, that kind of stuff. And then we can put that away. So again, this is the main menu. We have login rewards. I highly recommend logging in every day, even if you don't have time to play a game. for your first 7 days, go ahead and grab your login bonus. You'll get a variety of different cards, different rarities. We got some commons and some rares right here, as indicated by the color on the gem on the bottom of each card. Very good, especially that avalanche. That's a great card. So yeah, after the 7-day login bonus, there are no more login missions, so don't feel like you're going to get too far behind or anything like that. As long as you claim each of your first 7 days, log on, grab it real quick, you'll be good to go, and you are met with an Ash deck, which is really good for new players at the end of the 7-day login bonus. After that, we have loot down here on the bottom. This is, let's see, collect the Path of Champions event rewards. Very cool. Thanks for playing. We got some Hextech handlers for our Heimerdinger deck. Very nice. And we also get a profile icon for playing during this. Sometimes the loot will just pop up here and there. Make sure to go to the home menu and collect it. Sometimes it's cosmetic, sometimes it's profile icons, just like that one. And then we have Path of Champions, how to get back to it very quickly. And then the very bottom right, this is also super important. This is your weekly vault. So Lux is going to go ahead and tell us what's going on here. Every game improves your vault. The better your vault, the better your weekly rewards. Alright, she's not telling us the whole story, so basically how the vault works is while you're doing missions, you're getting these little points over here on the right, and these are adding to your vault over the course of the week. Every Thursday, the vault will open, and your vault will be as good as the amount of XP from games and from missions that you did. So we're going to go ahead and grab our chests. 2 of our bronze chests automatically upgraded to silver. So basically, when this happens at all, it means one of your rewards got automatically upgraded to a better version of the same reward. So we got some chests here. Go ahead and collect some common and rare cards. Very good to start building a collection. Oh, we got some good stuff in here. Shards are also really nice because they're just a global resource. Alright, then after that, we have the play menu. In play, we have challenges. Hello again, Lux. Challenges are a series of trials that will teach you about different cards. Try your best, I know you can do it. So the challenges are basically more tutorials. You get 100 XP for playing through each one. I know there's a lot, and it's probably going to be a slog, but I highly recommend getting on and playing like 2 or 3 of these a day at the very least. That way you get through them all. You might be able to learn some decks that you like, because every time a new expansion comes out, there are new tutorials to help explain the keywords and mechanics that are being added to the game. So highly recommend checking this out often and getting through them in your own pace. So after the play menu, we have the collection. This is where all of your decks and cards are going to be. This is where you can view your PvP decks, cards, and cosmetics. Thank you, Lux. So we can go ahead and see our default decks. We have Buff and Tough, Death and Spiders, Heals and Shields, Spells, and Stealth. As you play through the beginning, you will also unlock more decks that are tied to your missions. We can also see separate cards in this menu. So we can scroll through, see what champions we start with, see what other cards we start with. You can also filter by region, which is really nice. And up here you can filter by all cards, owned, and incomplete. So all cards will show you every single card in the game, even if you don't have it unlocked. Owned is, of course, only cards that you do have, and incomplete will show you a mix of both. We also have this menu up here that lets you filter card types, unit, spells, landmarks, rarities, common, rare, epic, champion, and mana costs, and even by set. There's a lot of cool stuff in here that you can help filter specific cards that you're looking for. Then after this menu, we have skins. This is where you can see purchasable skins.
I hope you will stream it on Twitch or make a YouTube video. How about cast it? Wait, there. Oh, I missed it. Wait, there's a best of 7 between Aragorn and Alan. Really fun thing for the community to see. So, yeah. Hit me up, or let me hit you up if you have Discord or something. Just DM it to me and I'll message you. I didn't answer your question. How are you? Hey, these are no name. I'm doing great. How are you doing? 2 world champions in a match would be sick. Yeah, I know, it would be. That's very hype. I feel like Shreem and Telsons are kind of okay in his deck. I can actually kind of see that, yeah. The Ruthless is pretty good. Is this a deck list taken from a guy who got 70% win rate rise? It had like 25% win rate on Mastering Runeterra. Will do, thanks, Sonny. Yeah, we thought it would be great to watch review. Yeah, no, I don't know how far you are in the process, right? But if you're anywhere at the beginning, then yeah, I'd be happy to help set it up. I think our win rate is slightly above 50% or 25%, but it's not much. Alright. Do the people here know that you are secretly in love with Blade Dance? It's yes or no question, so don't you dare answer with anything else. Yesn't? No, no, I'm not. Venny, aren't you the one that...
Okay. Let's do dumb Elon Musk takes. Let's just get that out of the fucking way, okay? First of all, Elon Musk, in the funniest way and in the most desperate way, once again oozing with insecurity, decided to do like 3 polls, okay? He just kept doing polls over and over again where he was like, should I unban the people that I fucking banned for doxing? And everyone was like, yeah, you should, actually. Okay? And then he was like, oops, too many options on that last poll. Gonna run it again. Should I unban these people who want to kill me and my family members and want to fucking murder them? And then everyone was like, yeah, no, you should. And also, you should probably get murdered. Like, that was literally like, people were just like, people kept voting harder. People were voting harder than the 2,000 mules voting for Joe Brandon, okay? And I'm pretty sure at this point, if Elon Musk was like, does everybody want me dead? The answer, if you did a poll like that, most people would be like, yeah. Now, part of that is because that's just Twitter, dog. That's how it is. People are ruthless on here. Like, this is a good opportunity for people. Like, this is the platform, okay? The platform that Elon Musk just bought, which for some weird reason he cannot comprehend, is a platform specifically designed so that, like, every Tom, Dick, and Harry could just literally say, fucking kill yourself to a rich person, which they normally would never be able to say, okay? That's it. That's how it works. That's the entire point of the fucking platform. So, like, even if you are a beloved figure, I feel like the easiest thing you could do in order to just, like, tank your reputation is by constantly seeking validation from people when you are an outwardly successful person, when you're an outwardly wealthy person, when your life is, you know, in a really good place, especially financially, okay? When your life is in a really good place, especially financially, and you're on Twitter and you're genuinely trying to fucking get validation from people, they're gonna get increasingly unhinged, okay? But if there's another person, if there's a person on the planet who deserves that kind of negativity, it's Elon Musk, okay? Like, that's the point. But he can't comprehend that. This is pretty funny. We're reaching levels of cyberbullying that shouldn't even be possible. Elon says, "Oh, this was a great response to it. The should I jump 64% yes. Let's try this again. Should I jump 76% yes." He's just like, he's not getting it. Some people do it for shit posting. Some people do it because it feels good. And a lot of other people do it because they want to be the first to market with the meanest fucking tweet, because that's the one that's going to get them the most clout. Okay? I've been on the receiving end of this, and I've also been on the end that dealt it. Okay? And goddamn, does it feel good when you're not on the receiving end of the pitchforks and you are actually holding the pitchforks alongside your other equally mentally ill friends and you know, fans and the lynch mob. It's great. It feels good. It feels good to just, like, tell someone in a position of power to fucking kill themselves. I know. I've done it, and I've also received it 1,000,000 times over. Okay? It's just the truth. It is cathartic. It feels great. It doesn't do anything in most circumstances, but, like, you just feel like you got a dub there because you, like, ruined someone's fucking day. Thank you for admitting it. What do you mean? This is something I admit all the time. I have probably received more hatred than pretty much everyone in the chat combined on the internet as a consequence of my status. Okay? So I get it. Like, I understand. I understand how shitty it feels. I understand the ways to avoid it, but I can't avoid it because, like, I'm also mentally ill. Like, I can't stop myself from constantly getting in the fucking trenches and constantly fucking throwing myself out there. You're busting out your head without thinking about the aftermath. But I also have no empathy for Elon Musk. You know what I mean? I don't have any empathy for him because he is a piece of shit. Elon Musk is the perfect figurehead for someone who I should absolutely love, okay? Like, I don't have a problem with government subsidies, especially when it's directed towards renewable energy initiatives, okay? Elon Musk technically is doing, like, space travel and shit, too, on top of that, you know? Supposed to be pushing technological boundaries. But I fucking despise him. And the reason why I despise him is because he's a right-wing billionaire shithead who takes the government subsidies and does not distribute it adequately amongst the people who actually make the fucking shit, okay? He also, on top of that, and this is the worst part in my opinion, is routinely taking credit for their accomplishments. He's routinely taking credit for the accomplishments of his workers. That shit pisses me off so much. It's so gross, okay? But the worst thing of all, like Elon Musk, there's so much you can shit on him for, okay? He's petty man baby, he's thin-skinned, he's a tyrant, okay? He is, built he should not exist in a normal economic organization of society. Like, if we organized our economy in a way that, like, completely abolished homelessness and all this stuff and, like, things were better, Elon Musk would not exist. He is not a value provider, and yet he seems, or he can portray himself as the #1 value provider, right? Like, doesn't do shit. He's just tweeting all day. You see it, like, you know he's not doing shit, dog. There's no better representation that billionaires don't do shit than Elon Musk. Founder of Tesla? Yeah, the founder of Tesla. A perfect example. He literally failed his way into fucking getting $180 million from PayPal, okay? And then turned around and took that money to buy Tesla and then presented himself as the founder, as the guy who made Tesla, okay? And dumbasses like you can't even see through that. It's like not even a well put together facade, dude. He didn't found Tesla. Anyway, you get rich if you take more than you give. Billionaires take a lot. Yes. Hey, don't throw us all under the bus. How dare you? Okay, shut the fuck up. You know, if you're not one of them, there's no reason for you to fucking jump the gun and be like, oh, I'm a long-term community member with, like, the same kind of awful illness that that makes me immediately send you the fucking drama videos from, like, random fucking debate perverts who are making the worst thing that Elon Musk does. The worst thing that Elon Musk does is that he's also a awful poster, okay? Like, Donald Trump is sassy, okay? He is a sassy, zesty motherfucker. Why are you so pussy to answer? Okay, but what about SpaceX? Okay, I don't know what your problem is. He's just using the system like you, but better. But he's just using the system like you do. He can't change the system alone. No, as a matter of fact, if he was using the system like I was using the system, he would already have, like, a fucking workers' councils in every goddamn factory that it works in. He would not be the largest U.S. car manufacturer that just exclusively relies on government subsidies to stay afloat, whether it be like carbon credits or anything else that does not have a fucking auto union. But he's using the system. He just can't change it. Okay, but what about SpaceX? Is also a great fucking example. SpaceX is privatizing it's literally one of the things I hate the most, okay? It's something that was previously nationalized. It's something that achieved profound levels of success when it was literally a national program, okay? Which is now outsourced to private companies. It's still NASA research. It's still JPL research. It's still literally government subsidized research in its entirety, and Elon Musk is taking credit for it. Like, he's the one who's fucking making the goddamn flights. His mission aligns with the interests of the USA. Why are you crying? That's why he gets the money. Man, shut the fuck up. You are stupid, okay? I don't know how else to describe it to you. I already explained how Elon Musk is abusing the very system, and then literally turning around and paying no fucking taxes whatsoever, and then acting like he's the savior, okay? It's motherfuckers like him that are taking way more from the system than actually giving back to it. But you are lying, you stupid hater rat. Yes, brother, I am the rat. Not you on your sock account. I am the stupid, lying hater rat. Not you, you peasant-brained vermin, you servile scumbag, begging for Elon Musk's weirdly shaped cock. I'm the real rat here. You are nothing, and I'm nothing too. I might be a little bit more something in this very moment, okay? But we're both nothing on this planet, okay? In the grand scheme of things, Elon is nothing too. But right now, as it stands, you are absolutely never going to suck your fucking way up to the top and become a capital owner, okay? So stop defending them. Holy shit, dude. A lot of dumb motherfuckers literally think if I watch enough Sigma grind set videos and if I fucking defend billionaires hard enough, subhuman Ottoman racist rat you are. Oh man, you good? You good, bro? He said subhuman Ottoman racist rat you are. Okay, this guy's got lead in the brain already, okay? I think I made him real mad.
For today's video, 4 of my friends are going to hunt me down in Skyrim and stop me from eliminating 9 NPCs scattered all around the world. I have effectively stolen one of the video concepts ever created by Dream and just brute force it into the janky netcode of the Skyrim Together mod. Legend has it that for each like on this video, the mod's netcode is improved by 1 micromort. So without further ado, let's begin and hope it doesn't all crash and burn. There's 9 NPCs you guys have to protect. I just have to kill 9 of them. For me to lose, you have to kill me. If I get killed by an NPC, that's fine. But if I get killed by one of you guys, you all win. If I kill you guys in combat, then you guys have to spend at least 2 minutes outside of combat. You can't come straight back in. Now, I'm going to have a quick 2-minute head start, and then
1,
you guys will be off.
2.
Stop counting.
3,
Stop it.
3,
Stop
4,
it.
4,
Right. See you guys later.
5.
Bye.
In a bit, Dick.
Bye.
You might think, oh, well, Spiff, why do you choose Garfield today? Why are you playing as a Khajiit? It's because they have the highest base damage of any, like, actual weapon, like one-handed weapon. Khajiit's fist is 22 damage. Now, the hunters won't actually ever know where my location is. The only kind of updates they'll get to my location is from when I kill an NPC. I'll be broadcasting my location, which basically gives the hunters a few options. They can try and defend the NPCs, or they can try and seek me out and maybe level themselves up in the process.
Right, can somebody hit me, please? Hit me until I nearly die. Hit me, hit me, hit me. Okay, enough.
Wait, enough. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, Jesus.
I think both strategies have their advantages, but their biggest advantage over me is that I'm not allowed to completely destroy the game, and there is definitely more of them than there are of me. I mean, 4 players just wailing on me. Eventually, I will just simply run out of resources and lose. So that means I have to do everything within my power to make that as unlikely as possible. Fantastic. We're in Riften. We're already ahead of our hunters, so this is a good start. Right, now sneaking into the Ratways, we are going to face a few problems, and that is that these NPCs are going to be relatively high level in comparison to us, but luckily we have a few advantages in that we're just going to run around them. We can't really beat them in a fight at the moment just due to our character's level, so what's the point of actually trying to fight them in the first place? So we're just going to lock our way in, cheat our way around a bit. We can kill this skeever, no problem, and in here is the man we're looking for. It's Gian the Iron Fist. This man is an absolute experience indeed, just due to his sheer size and power. Come on, step on your own bear trap. Step on your own bear trap, you. Yes, yes, this is it. This is it. This is how we defeat him. We're not going to ever be able to beat him with skill, so just use the bear traps to our advantage. Come on, Gian. Come on, step into him. Step into him. There we go. Right, now we get rid of our healing, and we pummel him to death. We pummel him. There we go. And we'll bam, just like that, we've got ourselves the gloves of the pugilist. Unarmed strikes now do more damage than ever. This is it. This is where we're going to really, really do well. I've got no bloody clue what's going on in there, and we just honestly don't have the time to try and defuse whatever the heck's happening. Right, we're off to a cracking start. We have ourselves our gloves to do damage, and I guess now we can probably actually go and kill our first NPC, just full stop, because I doubt anyone's going to be ready for us to be here at this time. So I'm going to go kill Grelog the Kind in Honor Hall Orphanage. Yep, that's right, there is no way anyone's going to be here already, so we can just simply stealth our way over here, and if we get killed by the NPCs, it's fine. So let's just pummel her to death. She's dead, and we're just straight on out of here. Grelog died. Now, I'm not going to announce to them that Grelog is dead until after I've left Riften, otherwise they just have the ability to immediately fast travel over here and murder me. But hey, that is one complete NPC scratched off the lift. More bugger off, I don't want to talk to you. Alright, sweet, I've made my way outside of Riften, so we're just going to beeline our way over towards this section here, because there is one item that we are looking for, and it is hidden away nicely up here. Although now that I'm off the beaten path and no one's able to find me here, I will actually sink in a few of my early level ups. Right, I've sent them the update that Grelog the Kind is dead.
And Grelog the Kind.
What? He's killed Grelog the
Damn,
Kind.
well,
I
that
fucking
ruins
love
my
Grelog
plan.
the Kind.
You
Well,
had
I
a
wanted
plan?
to watch him kill her.
I sent you the message, Vale. I was gonna say we kill Grelog
Go
the
and
Kind
get
and
him.
hide her body so he can't find her.
That's smart. What happens if we do kill one of them? Do they respawn, Connor?
No, they don't respawn. He's just basically he's impossible to
Wait.
That's our backup, right? We do that to one of them and then hide the body, and then we try our best, but then we win no matter what.
So the next section of the map we're going to head off to is just over here. It is a lovely little cave just filled with 2 witches, and those witches hold on to a very, very powerful staff indeed. That staff is going to be very useful. In order to kill those witches, though, we probably just want to max out our destruction abilities. So I'm going to make it so that casting novice destruction spells are cheaper, and we can just set this wolf on fire, be done with it. This is probably how we'll deal with those witches as well. Oh, they are. These aren't level 1 spiders anymore, are they? Nope, these are really fucking strong spiders. Oh my god, these are strong spiders. I mean, this is going to be our biggest limitation. The wildlife is going to be so strong because all the other players are going to level up as fast as possible. We'll get a cheeky bit of XP there that will also let us level up a little bit, but largely speaking, we just kind of run off into the distance. It feels really strange for me because it's been ages since I've actually felt this week in Skyrim, and also this challenge. Like, I don't think I've really had myself tested for quite a while, and this definitely can go incredibly wrong for me. All it takes is one player positioned in a good location with a bow, and whoobam, I'm dead. Right, I have found the cave, Snapleg Cave. Hopefully, this place is fine and relatively friendly. There's a chance we're just going to get absolutely murdered in here, and if that's the case, then fair dues. But we are here for the Staff of Paralysis, and if we get it and we get out, that is an absolute victory. If the witches want to fight me, they're going to have to come over to me. Oh yes, look at them. There's one witch. Oh, they want to turn me into a rogue. That's very mean. Oh my goodness. Now, we are really quite an even match, except for when that fireball kicks in, and then everything goes out the window and they can pretty much one-hit me. I'm going to see how strong my fists are against them. The answer is not very. And I'm guessing it's in here where it's going to be located? Yes, it is. There we go. Look at it on the stand. Yep, they've all gone on a goose chase to find me, but here it is. This is the Staff of Paralysis, one of the strongest native items in the game, and you can get it at literally any time, at any level if you're just sneaky enough. It's really, really good because when you hit someone with the Staff of Paralysis, they're paralyzed for 10 seconds. If we can get a player in a one-on-one fight and hit him with a Staff of Paralysis, they stand absolutely no chance. So with the little Staff of Paralysis equipped and my lovely claw now doing something like 32 damage, we're in a relatively decent spot to start armoring up and then dealing with these NPCs. We have our weapons, now we just need our defense. Now one thing I really want to do is fast travel over to Dawnstar and loot the merchant chest that exists over there, but I know that there's an incredibly high chance one of them has seen my videos and knows about the existence of the chest, so for whatever reason isn't going to allow us to access it. But I feel like that's just a risk that I have to take. Besides, I have the Staff of Paralysis, so if there is only one of them, or even just 2 of them, we should be able to absolutely cheese them in a fight. Right, so I'm going to fast travel my way over to the Riften stables where I know it's safe, and from there I'm going to fast travel my way over to Dawnstar. Right, so it's off to Dawnstar we go, where hopefully we can steal some lovely loot from one of the containers. Right, we spawned in, don't see a player, but you never know, so I'm going to have to be incredibly sneaky here. Now it is the dead of night, so we're not likely to be spotted by any NPCs. Oh my god, I've just found him. He's out here. He's out here next to the pub. Oh my god. Right, okay. As he looks vulnerable, I think it's probably in our best interest if we just hit him with a stealth attack. So I'm just going to do a 2-handed axe, and oh my god, he actually has a lot of health. Right, that's it. Destruction spell it is. Right, Carl, we're just going to have to evaporate you as much as we can with our fire. Come on, Carl. Come on, burn. Burn. Come back, Carl. Yes, we've got him. That's the kill animation. Right, we're out. We've just got to run. We've got 1,000 bounty, but that's okay. And oh my goodness, we even got away with it. Fantastic. Right, we've got a bounty in the Pale, but it doesn't matter. We'll never have to return to Dawnstar again, so job done. Right, time to deliver the news. Okay, it's currently 2 in the morning, which means that there's practically nothing we can do at all because there's just no one around to do any trades with. Probably best that we just try and kill someone in this time. And so I think we'll head on over to Winterhold and get that done. It's probably going to be one of the easier locations to actually try and take a hold of, because if we do run into a player, we're in a nice big space of open wilderness, and it should be relatively easy to escape. But nonetheless, here we are, and our target should be in the pub. Our target is Ranmir. Oh, here's Ranmir. Lovely. Fantastic. This is actually going to make it relatively easy for me because the dude is just standing out in the open. Right, Ranmir, my friend, I'm afraid it is time for you to die. So, we're just going to use all of our lovely fire damage on you, and hopefully, my friend, will drop. Go on, bugger off, Ranmir. Ranmir's the only one I'm looking for. Come on, Ranmir. I just need to see that he is dead on the floor. That is him dead. We've killed him. Fantastic job. And that's it. We'll go straight to jail. Fantastic stuff. One person down. Oh my god, I've already seen Dom has reached level 10. That is not a good sign at all, but fine. Alright, so we found our lovely destruction magic trainer here, and she's going to be quite useful, but for us the most important item here is the fact that she can train us in destruction magic, although I don't think we have necessarily enough money to do too much, but hey, we can go up at least 2 levels of destruction. That's a good start. Right, so we have a new, more powerful spell that I think is going to be a lot stronger in PvP than any of the players expect, because we can just paralyze them and then absorb their hit points off them, and I think we're probably set to actually go and take the fight a little bit to them. So I think now that we've done Dawnstar and Winterhold, we should probably do Windhelm, but now let us go murder our target in Windhelm. So it's time for a quick little fast travel to Windhelm. Veilfisk says he's level 49, which is something that I don't quite believe. And there's a guard bugging out there and just kind of waltzing along in a strange manner, but you know, that's fine. That's just Skyrim being Skyrim. And now that we're here in Windhelm, we should be in a good position to kill our target, who is Edessa Sadri. We should first find over here, yes, looking after this boy. Right, there we go. We're just going to absorb her health. Oh, look at that. That is so effective. Oh my goodness, she's not even responding in time. Oh my goodness, what a murder. What an absolute murder. Well, I'll steal her stuff, and I guess this kid doesn't even care. Fine, well, away we go, I guess. I can just open the doors to Skyrim and bounce on out of it. Yep, no one has any idea that I committed a crime. Lovely. Alright, time to update them on the tally. That is one more NPC down.
Sadri, that's Windhelm. So he just did Windhelm.
So down, and then he's gonna go down, I bet.
So
okay, I'm
he's,
here.
you don't think there's an option of him fast traveling to Dawnstar to come to Morthal?
Alright, we're headed to Morthal next, where we need to kill Jorgen, who is a lumberjack, which is not going to be difficult at all. I imagine he's literally just going to be standing out in the middle of nowhere. So I don't think we're going to see any aggro from any other NPCs. Oh, look at this. Okay, let's see if they want to go. Let's see if they want to go. Oh, it's Mango.
Wait, he's here! He's here!
Where?
He's here with a staff! He's got a fucking staff!
Where? What town?
Morthal! I
close.
might kill Jorgen.
No.
I am missing my shots, though. Oh my god, I'm really missing my shots.
But you see him?
Yes,
so
he's
am
run
I.
away from Jorgen. He's not killed him yet.
Did he see you?
Oh my god, he's killed me instantaneously. Yes, he's about to kill them Immortal, and he's teabagging my dead body.
Alright.
God.
And I think I did just kill her. Oh my goodness, yep, she dead. She dead. Did it. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. I murdered her. Fantastic. So she was defending Jorgen the woodcutter, who I can now just murder. And there we go, Jorgen's dead. Oh my god, Jorgen's dead. Right, straight off I go into the distance. Whee! They'll never see me. Okay, so my strategy of paralysis was really, really good. I did miss most of my shots, but it worked. It really did work. Oh my goodness, fantastic. Right, I do feel safe out here. I don't think she's going to be able to spot me. The threat of actually being hit by them is now incredibly high, and I don't think my strangulation is necessarily going to be worth it in a fight. So I think it's actually probably best if we just main the paralysis and our fists over and over again. Right, after a quick classic Skyrim interlude whereby the game crashed, we've got 4 remaining NPCs, and I have told them that I'm leaving Nazim for last, so that means that they're likely to stack Markov, Falkreath, and Solitude just trying to get me. Now, I think Falkreath is going to be my next target, just due to hopefully how easy he is to access. So we're about over to Falkreath we go. He should be a farmer kind of in a field, so it shouldn't be too difficult to kind of locate him. Right, now, can I see a player lying around in the first place? Oh, there looks to be a dude there. Okay, so the name of my dude in Falkreath is Matthias. Oh, and here's our man. Here's our man. Right, let's just punch him. Let's just kill him. There we go, he's dead. He's dead. He's dead. Right, we're out. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Okay, right, that's lowered the challenge a little bit. My goodness, that NPC was really easy. Right, so with 3 targets remaining, and of course 1 being the final target, that means I have only 2 locations I can hit. Either I go attack Heimvar the Blacksmith's Apprentice in Solitude, or I attack Corrine the Sick Lady in the Warrens. Now, that means that they're going to stack 2 players on each. That's just the logical expectation of what they'll do. And as both are likely to be very close encounter situations, generally my best chance of doing this is if I have some kind of really strong, powerful spell. So that's what I'm going to search for now. But because I know that all of the players are not actually actually going to be located in Whiterun, this actually gives me an advantage, because that's the last place they're going to look for me, where Nazim is. Now, I've said I'm going to kill him last, and I'm going to stick to my promise, and I'm not going to kill Nazim, but that doesn't stop me from actually going into Whiterun, and it's inside of Whiterun where I'm going to find some very important things indeed, because what I'm looking for is a scroll of Blizzard, as well as also a potion of invisibility, because if I'm going to enter into a closed confined area and these players are going to be camping me, then it's probably best that I enter whilst invisible, so that the players aren't going to be aware that I'm actually there. Potion of brief invisibility, that's it. It's 659 gold, which is more gold than I actually have access to, so I need to make some money. Over to this man here, and bam, I've now got my potion of temporary invisibility. So next up, let's grab that lovely scroll. The scroll for us is over in Windhelm, so we're probably going to have